Yeah, and Ant was straight up like, there's no one who plays this fucking game anymore. No one talks about it. Like, yeah, it was a fucking 60+ hour game that didn't get any DLC.
Meanwhile, like, it had more impact than like any of the game, like any like Ghost of Yotai or Assassin's Creed Shadows or any of these things that they try to prop up, and yet this one sells like 10 times that, and they're like, oh, nobody, but look at the drop off. It's like, yeah, everybody
Yeah.
fucking played it.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh my god. Anyways, how you doing, all you beautiful sons of bitches? It's your boy Max here, and today we're back with more Ant. He's back on his bullshit. And basically, so before we get into the actual video, John here has a very special video he wanted us to look at real quick here.
You know that you are a cis male. Have you ever heard of that term?
A cis male?
Cis male. CYSMALE. So what it means is that you are a man. You're born a man.
Well, as far as you know.
As far as I know. And you identify yourself as a man.
Yes.
That's a cis male.
Now, I don't understand. Where does that... Is this a new phrase?
Yes, it's a way of marginalizing a normal person.
I
don't know what any of that means.
But Norm Macdonald was also wearing a red hat in that clip. What did he mean?
What?
Oh man, that's some funny ass shit right there.
That's how everybody pretty much viewed it like 10 years ago before the psyops started.
Yeah.
Speaking of psyops.
Yeah, speaking of psyops, what are we watching? This dumbass here, Roman. Here, stick around. Maybe you'll learn a thing or two. Here we go.
I call upon the dark arts to let me get through this damn Ant video.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh, the dark arts called back. They said not even we can pull that shit off. Sorry.
Oh, thanks, Dark Arts.
Like, we may be able to resurrect the dead and shit, but this is beyond our power.
Yeah. Anyway, here we go. So before we actually get into the video proper, I would like to amend part of the last response. That's something we didn't catch on, but we really should have. Basically, Ant's whole thing was like, oh, conservatives and religious people. He's conflating the two. You do not need to be a conservative and religious at the same time. The two are not mutually like.
A lot of religious people are also liberal, by the way.
Yeah, a lot.
I mean, just the other day, I was walking on the trail, and I walked by this couple, including this middle-aged lady who was wearing a shirt that said Jesus was woke.
Oh, yeah. Well, there you go, right there. Roman says she's gay. Who's gay?
I think he thinks Ant is a woman.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, I wouldn't blame Ant if he were trans. He's probably that fucked up in the head. Anyway.
He's like, I want lip injections.
Yeah.
Now, what I want to bring up right now is so far we focus mainly on religious-themed horror. But what about horror that has no religion in it whatsoever? Does it exist? Well, yeah.
There are only two horror stories that you can tell. We're all sitting around a
Hey, there's my
campfire.
buddy John.
Yeah.
I've
Wait.
been here the whole time.
Anyway,
Not
yeah.
you, not you, John. John Carpenter.
The other John.
Even John made Halloween. Wait.
Yeah.
In the old days, and the medicine man is standing there. And we're a tribe, and he says, let me tell you where the evil is. It's out there beyond the darkness. It's the other tribe. It's the beasts in the woods. That's the evil. Same situation. We're in a circle around a campfire. The medicine man or the holy man stands up and says, I'll tell you where evil is. It's right in here. It's in our human hearts. It's in us.
Horror focused on outsiders coming in is inherently conservative. The way of life.
Really? I feel like that's just normal, basic fucking survival instinct right there.
Yeah, the scenario that he was just describing was kind of true back in the day. Probably the other villages did want to kill or conquer you, so...
Yeah.
That was kind of the mentality back then. I know everybody likes to draw the line at, oh, the Indians lost, so that one shouldn't count, but, like, that's pretty much how everybody did it back then.
Yeah, even the fucking white guys, yeah.
Life for our heroes is destroyed by some stranger coming in to ruin things. The status quo is broken up, and often restoring the status quo will save everything.
Yes.
Just about every 1950s B-movie about aliens coming to Earth features the ultimate outsiders they're crossing our cosmic border. They're bringing crime and corruption here and attacking the cities, eating the dogs in some cases.
Oh, wow. I wonder what Ed is referring to here.
They're eating the dogs.
Yeah.
It's like, and you know, like in those stories, the aliens are killing people. So it's kind of a poor example. If you're trying to draw an allegory, it's just gonna make you seem like you're endorsing murdering like immigrants and shit.
Yeah,
Like,
pretty
they're
much.
gonna come here and vaporize our cities, just like the War of the Worlds.
Yeah. Hang on. Let's see here. Roman says, not a big fan of horror movies. That's fine. It's my opinion. I don't mind. Yeah, it's fine, Roman. Whatever. Do an evil laugh. Let's see here. Roman says, it's Joe D3N.
No,
What?
it's John Carpenter.
Oh, whatever. He's like Stephen King. No, he isn't.
No.
Not really, no.
British people called it, what film is this, mate? What?
Roman, get off the drugs, man.
Roman, get off the
You gotta
drugs.
type coherent sentences.
Are you a big fan of Shaun of the Dead? Never seen it.
I think it's funny.
I think it's pretty. I liked it. I enjoyed it.
Anyway.
Not my favorite Simon Pegg movie, though. That title belongs to Paul.
I quite like
Cases.
Hot Fuzz.
And it's only thanks to the United States military and the good old charming Norman Rockwell citizens of the world that we're able to repel them back. These illegal aliens coming in to take our jobs
That
in
wasn't
our
really
world.
the message of those films. The aliens weren't coming to take our jobs. They were trying to vaporize everybody with their big
Yes.
starships. Like,
They wanted to vaporize the city and then terraform the planet to match their own Martian homeworld.
I don't think that evil vegetable alien you were showing earlier was looking for a job, and I think it was looking to just eat us.
he's like trying to make an allegory for an issue that I don't think was even very prevalent at the time.
No.
He's trying to take like,
Because,
modern
when War of the
immigration-
Worlds was first published, it was meant to be an allegory of British colonialism. And I think that's the point Anne is trying to draw here, but obviously that gets a little muddled as the story gets more and more modernized. With this Steven Spielberg directing it, which I always thought was a terrible movie. That thing is just riddled with plot holes. And of course, there's the gold standard of movies, which is Ice Cube's War of the Worlds. It's entirely through a computer screen.
Yeah.
Hey, yo, I'm gonna send an Amazon drone. Everybody subscribe to Amazon Prime before I can save you. Know what I'm saying? They're like, wow,
The world's been saved. The world's been saved by a washed-up rapper and Jeff Bezos.
Hey, Jeff Bezos, get your Lex Luthor-looking ass over here on your penis rocket and kill them aliens. Come on.
Yeah. Roman says Simon Pegg, he pegs beef. What the fuck? I meant people. What? Roman says, Paul the movie, should I watch it? I mean, Evan just said it's good, so I think that's an endorsement, Roman. Yes.
It's funny. There is a scene in Paul in which Simon Pegg's character wears an Invincible shirt, and this was like a whole decade more until the TV show came out. So that's pretty wild to see.
Wait, Evan, don't you mean an in? And then it cuts to the title.
Yeah.
That's what they always do in the
I
show.
wish that was a thing. Maybe I should do a cutaway later where I clip this and then put the invisible title card before we say it.
I don't know whether you've seen that show, Backseat, but they always start saying his name and then it cuts to the title card. They're always like, you're in, and then it's like, blah.
Like, bum, ba, ba, ba.
Anyways, Roman says Steven Spielberg is the Go-Goat. You mean the Pokemon? And he says Go. Well, then why didn't you type Goat earlier, you fucking dipshit?
Shut up, Roman. Michael Jordan's the go. Oh, you're talking about two different things. Never mind.
Yeah.
Spielberg is like any other director. He has his good movies and he has his bad movies.
Yeah.
I would say he had the best run from 80 to 98. I would say it was like a legendary run from like Raiders to or no, even before that, Jaws. So like 76 or whenever Jaws was until like 98 with Saving Private Ryan. That's a pretty amazing run.
Yeah.
But after that, it was off from there.
Yeah, it kind of descended into more mediocrity from there.
Roman says,
Apparently, he just wants to make movies for his grandchildren. That's literally what he says.
Roman says Jeff Bezos looks like Professor X. No, he can't, because Jeff Bezos can actually walk.
Backseater thinks handicapped people look a certain way.
Yeah, pretty much. That's what Roman just said, yeah.
I knew it.
If it's not that, it's about that newfangled science. Those scientists going too far with their machines, making the insects gigantic and eating us
That's
and
a
all that.
completely different issue than immigration. How could it be about this or that? You know, oh, this movie could be either way. It could be about mad scientists, or it could be about 2010's immigration policies. Well, I don't know, Anthem. I think the 1950s movie probably has more to do with the mad scientist thing.
Yeah.
The whole atom
I don't
bomb
know about
scare,
you guys.
communism.
I don't know about you guys, but those giant ants really says something about our society.
Yes, we have...
Speaking of giant ants.
Ayo! Ba-dum, psh.
He's like, I find this movie offensive because Backseater calls me Ant. They were clearly
Yeah.
speaking against me in this 1950s film. It's like, man, that was before either of you were born. He's like, no, I
Yeah.
don't know how to frame things in history. It's confusing.
Well, then again, Ant is a time traveler, so he probably went back there anyway, according to
Wait, wow.
Backseat lore. Anyway.
When was that established? I missed that issue.
John, what the fuck? Why are you not keeping up with Backseater lore? Anyway.
You need a Backseater explains video where you warrior the past arcs.
We need a Backseat Boys wiki, yeah. Solar says cancel him. Already on it, Solar. Solar, we still have room. You can hop on. Edwin says he's a fucking idiot. Nice pause. Yeah, this is a nice pause face. That's going on the
He
thumbnail.
looks like the lamest vampire ever trying to bite you right now. He's like, I'm gonna get you.
Oh my god. Fucking
Did my hypnotism work? Do you like me now, honey? They're like, no, go away. He's like, oh man, I
Oh,
can't get this
man.
hypnotism thing down.
Can I at least see my son now? No. I really need to post pictures of him. I need to prove to Backseater he's real
Oh,
now.
Backseater. We all know he won't post pictures because the sun is black.
Yeah. Oh no. Anyway, Solar, we need to. Your mic and cam ain't connected yet. Anyway. Oh no. And Roman says, War of the World, Tom Cruise, a good movie. We just got done saying it isn't, you dipshit.
Yeah, I don't like it.
I mean, I can literally give a good example on how the movie falls apart.
Evan, are you trying to insult my movie right now? I mean, because I was locked in on my performance the entire time.
As a matter of fact, I am. What are you gonna do about it? Hmm?
What you gonna do, Tom? What you gonna do?
What you gonna do? What you gonna do against a gunslinging lizard, huh?
I'm going
Anyway.
to call Lord Xenu, and he will vaporize your ass.
And then Evan just beats Xenu's ass, and then Thomas gets in the claws like, I'm never coming out! Oh, anyway. Next.
And it's only thanks to Clint Eastwood. Surprising, Clint Eastwood shows up a lot in these movies to stop these guys.
Yeah,
You know, whoever the
Clint!
cowboy western actor is in this movie. When monster
So basically,
movies
it
reigned,
just hates
it could
like
be
traditional heroes, I guess, unless there's some sort of minority, maybe, which
Yes.
obviously wouldn't be in a '50s movie.
Yeah.
argued that the monsters represented some political idea.
Not really. They could just be, you know, monsters. You know, and not everything's a fucking allegory. You know, sometimes the curtains are blue because the author really likes the color blue. Also, Jesus, that disappointed face Ant has right
This
here.
is him whenever he's in a debate and the other person is speaking. He's just like,
That
This reminds me of a conversation I was just having on X earlier because one of my old posts got a random like, and so then I was watching some of the responses because it was about whenever they took out the homo flags in or like the trans flags and shit in Miles Morales and the mod. And then Nexus
Yeah.
Mods took it down, and I was like, well, that doesn't mean that you're homophobic. You could just not want the flags in there. And they're like, oh, it is homophobic. Everybody was trying to convince me. I'm just like, well, look at it this way. If somebody made a mod and they took out all the redheads because they said, like, oh, I don't really like seeing redheads, I'm not going to be offended. I'm not going to call you ginger phobic. I'm just going to be like, oh, yeah, it must be your preference or whatever.
yeah. Let me see here. Jacob says Roman says new Predator movie looks like shit. Yeah, pretty much. Jacob says, "What are we doing?" Ant's back on his bullshit. Roman says, "I hope it flops. It will." Edwin's like,
it's most definitely will.
Lamau. Yeah.
Flop,
That-
flip it, flip it, flop.
That baby isn't really mine. Oh shit! Scandal at the Gramuglia house. Anyway.
Arguably. I mean, let's be honest. At the end of the day, you watch Tarantula not because tarantula represents the fears of modern medicine or science, but because it's a giant tarantula that kills people. That's fun.
That's why we like these movies, Ant. Yes.
You like go on this whole tirade about how political everything is, and then you're just like, but obviously nobody watched it thinking that. It's like, then why did you want people to think about that?
Why did you talk about it then, Ant?
Oh my god. Because you're not thinking about the themes, you guys.
Media literacy.
Media literacy, yeah.
Oh, no.
Oh yes.
I mean, I get it. Every good movie has its themes, and if the good horror movie pertains to its themes, then yeah, it could work, but, you know, it really doesn't have to be every horror movie. Some people just want to watch it because they like seeing people killed in creative ways by giant scary guys in masks.
There's
Yes.
also, like, a difference in themes. Like, people always go like, oh, you know, everything is political, everything has theme, and it's, like, true to some extent, but there's, like, less controversial ones, like, just, like, I don't know, caring about your family or fatherhood or something. You know, there's very, like, general themes that everybody pretty much agrees with, and that's why people don't get bent out of shape whenever they're in a movie. Like, they could just be like, hey, protect your family, and there's these and whenever there's evil forces out in the world, you should protect them from it. Like, that's a pretty normal thing to believe.
It's
Yeah.
immigrants.
What was that, Solar?
It's
I'm pretty sure he
immigrants.
sneezed.
Yeah, Solar, before you showed up, Ant literally thinks aliens coming to kill people is the same as immigrants looking for jobs.
What does he mean by that?
What did Ant
Ant
mean
by that?
mean by this?
Anyway, yes, Jacob, Roman is back on his bullshit. This time I'm actually putting Roman in the timeout. Anyway.
Time out.
Yes! Anyway, next.
You watch these movies
to me.
for, you know, it's all allegorical. Unless it's that Gila Monster movie where they talk about in the trailer a big black terror. That could be something else. I'm not sure about that.
What is this black menace that kills everything it sees and hears?
That's
I
a
mean,
Gila monster.
Yeah, plus to be fair, that monster was black, so, you
But
know.
why did they make it black, Backseater?
I don't know.
Well, mainly
black
because
is
they
very
used-
better.
If I remember correctly, they used an actual Gila monster. They just really zoomed up on him and his movements. And some Gila monsters are entirely black, so.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just gonna call you Backseater from now on.
Hey man, Black Cedar is when I put on my blackface makeup.
Oh,
So
I thought you were
yeah.
gonna say as one of your clones.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I haven't made a black clone of myself yet. I should probably do that someday. Anyway, Jacob
I think
says,
Falcon already has an image of that.
oh, he
shit.
does. Oh, send it to me, Evan. Anyway,
This is just Jimmy
Like I
Kimmel
said, I
as
think he
Backseater.
does. If I find it, I'll send it to you.
Falcon is inadvertently helping me make my clone army. He's making all those AI images of me, but in reality, they're all my clones.
There's Clown Cedar, there's Muppet Cedar, there's Sad Cedar, there's Gay Cedar, there's Trans Cedar.
There's
I
Kylo
wanna see
Ren
them all.
Cedar, Poop Cedar.
Oh, I was just gonna bring up Poop. You should make an AI video of you flying a jet, dumping shit on Ant like Trump made for the protesters. He goes, "Ah!"
Yeah, Jacob says Ant probably thinks the movie Planet 51 is political. I don't know what that is. Isn't that the 3D CGI movie all about like an astronaut arriving on an alien planet?
Yes, I remember watching that on Tubi.
I remember it. Yeah. Anyway.
Essentially, the monsters were switched out with people. The monsters could be allegorical, could be. You can make the argument. But when you switched from
Well, no, Ant. They're either allegorical or they aren't. Okay, they can't be both. Okay.
monsters to people, things got a little harder
You
to
can
discuss.
kinda make an
I think
argument
it's
out of
all in
anything.
perspective, really.
Yeah,
Well,
it kind of is in perspective, yeah.
thing is, like, I hate whenever people are like, you could make the argument. Like, yeah, you could if you feel like being a pedantic ass. It's like, either if you truly believe it, then you're fine to do that. But some people like him just like want to make an argument out of everything.
Right.
Because, quite frankly, it's easier to discuss a person representing a political idea than a giant monster. A lot of people began to point to slashers as being bastions of conservative ideology. I mean,
And we're joking when we say shit like that. Come on.
But
I
why
mean-
does the black guy always die first? It's because the conservatives are racist.
And learn when people are joking about shit, okay?
if you do drugs, you get killed off. If you make love, you are killed off. Underage drinking, that's a death sentence. Only the pure final girl survives. Right? Well, not really. A lot of slasher films are exploitative, and they show audiences what they
I
want to
hate
see.
whenever people pretend
But-
like they're just coming to a thought in a pre-scripted video. It's just like, well, not really. It's just like, oh wow, you just came to this realization, huh? It's like,
Oh.
Jesus, it's just bad acting.
Yeah. Ant wished he could do all of that when he was young. But yeah, probably, yeah. Oh my god, anyway.
But they don't want to really show the consequences of that as much. There's slashers like Black Christmas that do discuss sexual autonomy in a way that's really interesting and dynamic. But most films, they want to show the teens what they want, and then they want to kill the characters off so you don't have to worry about the consequences after the fact. No unplanned pregnancies or anything like that. So they take the easy route. Instead of discussing the repercussions of sex and all that, they just kill the characters off. Because it's...
And you are aware that, like, protected sex is a thing. Like, you don't have to get pregnant from sex. I don't know if I have to explain this to you. Maybe when the kid was the first time you ever did it, but, like, there's these things called condoms. There's Plan B pills. There's women can, take this pill. It keeps them from getting pregnant. There's a lot of ways to avoid it, actually. I don't know if you didn't want your kid and it just accidentally happened. So I always call bullshit on people that are like, I don't know, you need to let us have abortions because we're just getting people pregnant all the time. It's like, well, then you're a fucking dumbass. Maybe you gotta live with a consequence.
Literally, yeah. Fucking hell. Yeah, maybe Ant's fucking kid was completely unplanned. Who knows? In that case, Ant, why didn't you fucking abort the damn kid? I mean, Christ.
I legit had this argument with someone one time where they were like, I can't believe that somebody who was made with sex now wants people to not have sex. I'm like, I don't want you to not have sex, but, first of all, there's a lot of holes, and second of all those medical things I just mentioned, there's a lot of ways to avoid it.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you can't expect people to not be dumbasses.
Yeah, pretty much. Anyway.
Fun way, in a spectacular fashion. And while films like...
Hold up. Jacob says, well, Ant does have the auto cum. Yes, he does. Jacob, we still have room. You can hop on.
Ant's like putting on the condom and accidentally jerks himself off. He's like, oh, shit, damn it. Oh, man.
Oh,
man. Now I'm tired, honey.
Ant, his poor stamina. Fucking Christ, Ant, get better stamina. I've masturbated like 3 times in one day, one time. Yes, true story.
Why did I just unmute my mic to hear that?
Haven't got it with no context.
Oh, that's getting clipped later. Oh shit, sorry to hear that, Jacob. Anyway.
Like Scream did definitely play with these tropes and ultimately dismantle them. Scream will come back later, by the way. Even earlier films like Child's Play.
So creepily. He's like,
Scream will come back later, by the way.
Okay,
yeah.
What do you... Am I supposed to be scared by this?
Probably.
Not
I mean, he's like...
Scream.
Yeah.
Right, Elm Street.
It's like one of those banners at the end of every Marvel movie going, Captain America will return, or Thor will return. Scream will return, by the way.
Oh, hey, I've got that one on my other display. Right now I have the Halloween one up. I have the Friday the 13th one up that Ant is displaying.
Yeah. Jacob says, it more for fun reasons that Ant wished he had going. I don't get it. Sorry, Jacob, I don't get it. Anyway. Next.
The original one, subvert and play with these ideas. Now, I'm not really interested in making broad...
Oh my god, Roman, because you're fucking annoying! That's why!
You always whine when anybody does anything for you.
Oh my god. Why the hell can't I put him in a timeout again? What the hell? Fuck it.
Statements about
I think you're
slasher
allowed to do it
tropes, like,
once.
Oh my god.
you know, a slug genre with so many of its own tropes that got reinvented every few years. If I say something sweeping about slashers as a 40-year genre, it's not going to apply to everything. However,
And why are you acting like you
Obviously.
can't?
because
apply to everything?
unlike exorcism movies, they actually do change from every couple of years. Rather, what I do want to focus on are a few specific cases of certain ideas, specifically The Outsider. A lot of slasher films do showcase a deformed villain. Case in point, The Burning, which focuses on a guy named Cropsy, who is burned in his
Oh my
cabin
gosh,
by
it's
his...
Scissor Man from Clock Tower. Holy shit, I didn't know he was in this movie.
Yeah, he uses like hedge
I'm
triggers.
sure he hasn't mentioned Hatchet yet.
Yeah.
his campers. He's horribly burned. He comes back years later and goes on a mass rampage, only to bump into, not intentionally but accidentally, one of the campers who initially burned him. Jason Voorhees. He is a child with clear developmental issues and physical deformities who is allowed to drown in a lake because the camp counselors don't care enough to watch after him.
Well, they were.
There
Oh
is-
yeah, they're boning.
Yeah. Do you think Ant jerks off to Emmeline's shower
God.
video? Probably.
Oh,
the,
God.
The tits are the perfect size. Yeah.
Almost non-existent.
Yeah.
He has a picture of her taped behind the bed, so whenever he's with his wife, he can be like staring at. He's got her stream going. He's like, "Oh yeah, it takes 9 hours on the Citadel. Oh yeah."
Yeah. Oh yeah.
His wife's like, "Are you watching another person?" No, just
No,
come back
no.
around.
I'm watching her for her gameplay. She got elite gamer skills.
She has very interesting insights about the trans community.
Yeah. Yeah, she got someone banned from a Final Fantasy 14 guild, all because they were being transphobic. She's an icon. Oh my god.
Appearances are reserved as this shocking jump scare, essentially. They build up to it. Their position of horror, their physicality.
Horror.
But,
Horror.
you know, it's tough to argue that's really meant to reflect any real person because none of these people look like real people. They're physical.
Well, to be fair, not everyone comes back from the dead.
Also, there's been horrible burn victims of like Jason, so maybe be more inclusive, Anne.
Yeah, like Zuko, he was a burn victim and he didn't turn fucking evil. Well, I mean, you could
Well, I mean, he was evil from the start, but he
could
ultimately
argue that, but he
himself.
wasn't really evil. Let's be real
I
here.
have to find the avatar.
Yeah. Jacob says, "Icon my ass." Indeed,
Your
she's.
ass is not an icon, Jacob, no matter how much you want it to be.
I mean, hell, she didn't even show it in the shower video.
Yeah, I mean, Christ. Also, her vagina absolutely sucked. It's all hairy down there.
Ugh, I didn't know
Ugh.
she went and showed all that. Jesus.
Yeah. Ass is a better trans ally than Evelyn.
He gives a speech at a rally. He's like, and I saw that video and I said those are some nice tits. And I was told later they were mans.
Yeah. And then fucking Evan sent that photo to me. God damn it, Evan. Why? Anyway.
Differences, however, set them apart from the traditionally beautiful.
You're welcome,
camper.
Backseater.
Yeah, also, no, Ant, it's not their looks that set them apart, it's the fact that they're fucking killing everyone. How about that?
And they'd be evil even if they were handsome. Like, there's been
Yeah.
handsome killers too before. I don't
Like,
know why you're
fucking,
making
like,
this about looks.
yeah, fucking
Patrick Bateman.
Gaston is a fucking hunk, alright, and he's fucking evil, so, anyway.
Let's not forget Patrick Bateman.
Yeah, anyway.
But this doesn't always come across as demeaning. Freddy Krueger, for example, is a monstrous predator who was burned by the parents of his victims. He's also a spirit. He can choose to look like anything, and he chooses to look burned. He decides to embrace his appearance to terrify people. He owns this, which further elevates him as a deliberate outsider. He even wears the fedora, which kind of looks like a cowboy hat that you'd see in the old westerns when the back.
No, it doesn't. The fuck are you talking about? Fedoras and cowboy hats do not look alike. What the fuck? Look at that. Does that
If I
look like a
remember
damn cowboy
okay.
hat to you?
Ah, bitch.
Yeah, Jacob. I know he collabs with Organized Chaos. He's probably fucking him too.
He also inspired J.I. Acup recently.
Yes, really.
I like to thank Anthony Gramuglia for all of his help.
Yeah, Anthony believes my subs are real.
I got like 30 likes on this post. That just shows how. Look, Ant's all excited for him. He's like, He looks like Georgie in that It clip that we were watching the other day. He's like,
Yeah, anyway.
A guy strolling to town. A little dark hat guy, you know, it's cool. It's good. Freddy Krueger has style. And
You know, fun fact about the whole Freddy wearing the fedora thing. If I remember reading correctly, the entire reason Freddy had that fedora is because Robert Englund and Wes Craven were going through like this old costume box when they were making the character concept of Freddy. And they were just looking for something else to put on Freddy. And Robert found the hat. And then Wes was like, that's a stupid looking hat. And Robert's like, shut up, I'm going to wear it.
shut
Wow.
up, bitch. I'm gonna wear it.
Yeah, I'm gonna look like a real Redditor now. Anyway, let's see. Jacob says Ant has no teeth. Nah, he has teeth. They're just small as shit. And Roman says you're rude, man. Don't fucking care.
Well, I guess
Roman.
you should leave the chat and find someone
Yeah,
less rude
leave.
to watch.
Fucking bounce. Anyway.
Or
Conversely,
you could possibly come on the server and on stream and we could,
Oh.
Yeah,
What?
we'll hash it out, Roman. Yeah.
Yeah,
Here,
wait.
Roman.
We're rated E for... This stream is rated E for everyone.
Yeah, there you go, Roman. There's the link to the stream. John, do you want to hold something up to the camera?
No, I was just showing a page out of the good old Necronomicon in case anybody wanted to do any devil worship tonight.
Yeah, so there you go, folks.
You
There you
wanna
go.
say these little phrases there, so.
Someone like Angela from Sleepaway Camp is presented as...
Oh, yeah, the
let
tranny.
me get to Angela.
Oh, no. Not Sleepaway Camp.
Boy!
Yeah. I don't know who the hell Angela is, and I've never seen Sleepaway Camp. Sorry.
Well, I'll tell you this. Sleepaway Camp is how do I put this? Like when it comes to the idea.
Oh, it's that description. Why do you hate? Because you're a little bitch, Roman. Now fucking leave. Christ. All right, next. Anyways, sorry, Evan. What about Angela from Sleepaway Camp?
Apparently, the movie Sleepaway Camp is like when it comes to like the idea of like trans and horror. Sleepaway Camp is like the definitive one that everyone goes to.
Yeah.
Like I'll put it like that. I'll just simply put it like that.
All right.
Welcome to Sleepaway Camp. Someone is watching you.
So, Angela is complicated, especially in terms of her gender identity. Spoilers for Sleepaway Camp. Angela is assigned male at birth, gets into an accident.
Oh,
Angela's
boy. Here we
Angela
go.
is a male.
Yeah, see what I mean? See what I mean? I mean, no trans hate or anything, but the revelation is just so one note.
Yeah. That's like the fucking, oh, Samus was a girl all along! Or whatever the hell.
At least that was cool. At least that was cool.
Yeah, at least that was a genuine twist, yeah.
Angela to become a girl. So, it's kind of like forced.
Is Angela even a boy's name? What the hell?
It's like a
No,
crazy...
Angela, just the girl's name. I don't remember what the boy's original name was, but after he gets custody to his aunt, the aunt started raising him like a girl to the point where he literally gaslit himself into thinking he was a girl.
Yeah, it's a crazy aunt, isn't it? Like
Peter Baker, that's his name.
Isn't it like Angela dies or something, and then the aunt is like obsessed with like Angela was the cooler one, and so she wants to make the boy into her. I think that's kind of like the idea of it.
Oh, I actually know the actress who was Angela in the fucking movie. She was in a number of music videos for Slayer. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, finally, Melissa. What?
The Sleepaway Camp does have a pretty funny insult that I still recite from time to time. One guy yelled, "Eat shit and die, Ricky," whereas Ricky says, "Eat shit and live, Bill."
Sounds like Irving, what Irving Forbush said to Ant recently on Twitter, yeah. I'm sorry, John, yeah. Anyway, Jacob says, Ant with his double chins. Yeah, Ant's putting on the LBs. Finally, Melissa, a commenter who actually sticks to the video. OMG, Sleepaway Camp. I love that movie, but and will have a shit take, I'm sure. Oh, you better believe it, Melissa. Here it fucking comes.
Transphobic. It frames it as some sort of mental
Peter
disorder.
was her Oriental name. Yeah, she got that name from the fucking when she was in China. Yeah, original. Yeah, I know, Melissa. Autocorrect. Well, yeah. Yes, eat shit and live, Bill. LMAO. Anyway, okay, let's go.
Gender reassignment, in a way. Some trans people have seen this and think it's horrible, and think that's really, really outdated of an idea.
Yes, gender reassignment surgery is an incredibly outdated idea. We should completely do away with it, and glad we agree with that.
It's funny, it is like a preemptive thing for like what they would encourage now. It's like the crazy parent that like keeps telling the kid that they're one thing when they're another.
Yeah. I wonder what Anne thinks about the crying game. Never heard of it. Sorry, Jacob.
Indicates ideas that adults are grooming people into being trans, and that's not cool.
A lot of them
On
are,
the other
though.
hand, some trans people watch that and go, "That's a good representation of how dysphoria feels."
Oh,
feeling like you're in the
God.
wrong body, and they really like that. And again, I'm not trans, so I can't speak to either experience. I just want to.
Yeah, but I can't speak to either experience, so I'm going to speak on it anyway, because I'm Anthony Goddamn Gramuglia.
Doesn't he have like a trans person that's like his biggest, one of his other bigger enemies?
Yeah, not one, but two!
Because I remember I forget, they were saying like, just a reminder that Anthony Gramuglia is a terrible person.
Yeah.
It's just like, Lily Orchard, is that it?
I mean, oh, yeah, Jerry Pete, he's transgender, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
Put those two ideas out there because I want to really discuss Angela as the outsider. What's interesting about Sleepaway Camp 2, from my perspective, is that the majority of...
Oh my god, hang on. Melissa says her aunt forced her to be a girl. Angela didn't choose. Does Aunt know this? I think he does. He even straight up said that, like, oh, it was grooming, but he just brushed off as like, oh, it's just fucking conservatives that say, like, oh, they're grooming the kids to be trans or whatever the hell. He completely brushed it off,
They
man.
always brush off the fact that, like, you could be groomed into something. Because, like, even with the One Piece example that I always bring up, usually their rebuttal, like... Yamato's father is like one of the biggest villains in the series. He literally like enslaves an entire nation to build weapons for him and like fucking takes over an entire land with like a puppet state and everything. And their rebuttal is always like, even his name's Kaido. They're like, even Kaido calls her the correct gender, or him, they say. I'm like, so you want to be like the evil guy that enslaves people? They're like, no, even villains know to not misgender. I'm like, that makes no fucking sense. That's like whenever Chucky said, oh, I'm gonna kill people, but I'm not intolerant or whatever.
Fucking Christ. Let me see here. Fucking Jacob says, is he a carrot turned to an Arby's Big Beef and Cheddar? Yeah, that's who Jerry Pete is. Jerry Pete's a tranny. Anyway.
On-screen kills that Angela commits. Again, the majority.
I'm never gonna be able to eat an Arby's Big Beef and Cheddar now that I've met Jacob.
Yeah, thanks, Jacob.
I'll be like, ugh.
Yeah, I'm gonna be like Ant. You're gonna be like Ant. This picture, like, no, thanks.
No, this
yeah.
is him smelling the Arby's Big Beef and Cheddar after he's like, oh, I get to eat me a pussy. Get a whiff of that.
Oh, that's going on the thumbnail. Anyway.
Most of the characters who are developed to she slashes are bad people. There's the one cook who's a complete predator. There's the one bully who's just relentlessly mean to Angela. And these are the people that Angela targets. And you're kind of like, you know what?
Oh my god. So because Angela kills bad people, then that means that, like, she's completely absolved of all guilt or whatever the hell. Is he seriously going down this?
Seems to believe that if you disagree with someone, you can just kill them. Did this come out before or after, fucking Charlie Kirk got killed for these sort of thoughts, Ant?
He's
just like, you know what? It's okay to kill him. Oh, whatever.
Although I will say, as I was muted listening to you guys, I low-key kind of want Arby's now.
That's an
Arby's, we have the meats.
Just remember, it looks like an open wound that some people will try to convince you is a vagina.
Yeah. Also, hail Briscoe. We still got room in the fucking lobby, so feel free to join when you can. Jacob says, I have changed people's lives. I don't know for the better or for the worse.
Well, I probably
What do you
shouldn't
mean
be
by
eating
that?
I shouldn't be eating Arby's anyway, so you probably changed it for the better there.
Yeah, probably, yeah, because Lord knows John's the fattest one of us.
Hey.
I don't know why the hell everyone says I'm the fattest one when it's obviously John.
Hey.
Whoa, backseater. Why are we body shaming?
Well, it's true. John is like always doing fucking like burpees and shit while he's playing video games because he's so big.
It's true. You get more of a workout the heavier you are whenever you do those sort of calisthenic workouts.
True.
Oh, I suppose you could label John as being thick and sick. That's all.
Yeah.
He's large and in charge.
I'm
Anyway,
being objectified. I'm gonna sue you all. I'll sue you.
Yeah, John. Anyways, next.
Man, that's kind of awful. Granted, not everyone. There's a scene where she kills a bunch of kids. That's really weird and exploitative and feels out of character for Angela. It comes out of nowhere.
I mean, she's killing all those other people, so like, but the kids is where you draw the line.
His mouth is like moved off to the side here. This is a very odd pose. Yeah, that's a strange way to respond to child murderer. Like, he just comes onto the scene of a bunch of kids murdered, and he's just like, this is weird and exploitative. It's like, that's an odd response, sir.
And her killing all the adults isn't exploitative of the adults?
I wouldn't really call it exploitative in any of these circumstances. It's just like, he's a serial murderer, so that's what he fucking does. I don't ever call Jason killing people like...
Was George Lucas exploitating the younglings when he had Anakin kill them all?
Oh, yes, and I wrote a 5-hour video essay on that. Check it out over here.
Oh boy, that'll be the day. Anyways. Oh, hey, look, it's Jon Favreau. Hoi! Hey, John, go fuck off back to Disney. Anyway.
John has the same voice as Roman.
Yeah.
It feels this one ended to put more bodies in the film, or be shocking or something like that. But a lot of the people that Angela kills, they're not people that you're all that esteemed to. I feel like Sleepaway Camp is a better example.
Yeah, it's ever heard of the asshole victim trope? Okay, Christ. Or do you think that only good people die in fucking movies? John says, why did you block Roman? Because he's a little bitch, John.
Wow,
that's
geez,
why.
John, that's strange that you would just bring up Roman first thing. That's an odd, it's almost like you know each other or something.
Of a more...
Maybe it's a case of multiple personality disorder.
Yeah.
Interesting. I think the discussion with film is interesting. I think that if we have different opinions, different perspectives, that's kind of cool, and I like that. And Sleepaway Camp represents that idea perfectly. You can see either side.
Not really, and no.
Film doesn't know that you're gonna see it the way you're gonna see it. It probably had a very clear intent, and the director would probably be surprised by people how they see it today. It's like, wow, I thought I made this person out to be a total loony, but now you're pushing this shit.
Yeah.
Side of it, just be respectful. What's not up for debate, however, is that there are some less subtle interpretations of gender identity and sexuality that have been used as shorthand to villainize LGBTQIA people.
Oh, really?
Now, I've discussed queer...
What, John?
A lot of times they'll bring up Silence of the Lambs because, like, the dude...
Buffalo Bill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Coding in villains extensively in other videos. But to make a long story short, a lot of queer creators couldn't incorporate overtly queer content into film, and so they slipped it in wherever possible. And usually, the only things they were left...
Yeah, Melissa, exactly. The writer wants heat on the victims beforehand. It's to set up a sympathetic villain reveal, Aunt, you dumbass. Yeah, Melissa, exactly, yeah.
To make a little queer were the antagonists. So, no. The Rocky Horror Picture Show is...
What the hell? Hang on, what is this on the right here? At no point in this film is non-heteronormativity or non-monogamy portrayed as anything other than outright villainous. Every single freak in that place ends up getting killed with a laser beam by an incestuous straight couple. Literally nothing positive anyone says about this movie is true. Anyone who tells you this is an important part of LGBT history is lying their ass off to you. I feel like I just watched whatever the anti-gay version of Birth of a Nation is supposed to be. You're better off watching the Beverly episodes of All in the Family, which came out around the same time. This just proves what I've been saying for a while. Cis gays will swallow anything if you give them the worst fucking songs you've ever heard in your life. My opinion of this movie before watching it was this has clearly aged poorly. My opinion after watching this was, okay, I can't read it all.
Picture show.
Oh.
What the heck? Okay, whatever. This is like reading the comments on a Warhammer video without knowing anything about Warhammer. This is like Starship Troopers, but not the satirical movie, the completely serious book. This is like someone made another film adaptation of it, but only the gangbang scene. This is like watching Quagmire's dad, but Ida is recast as a fucking psychopath. This is Little Shop of Horrors for transphobes with mold in their brains. I had someone say to my face that this was some kind of sex-positive movie about embracing yourself. Bitch, where? That is not what the fucking movie is. If I didn't know the creator was non-binary, there's also a TERF, but whatever. They're also a TERF, whatever, I guess. I could assume this was real. This was some really elaborate beware the homosexual PSA.
Well, they probably just say they were non-binary later on to avoid people like you killing them or something.
Yeah, John, you know the superhero Black Lightning?
Yeah.
John, the creator of Black Lightning, came out as transgender like a year ago.
Oh.
Yes, really. Oh my god. Edwin Vasquez saying, and he has a kid. An idiot having kids. Great, yeah.
Idiocracy in action.
He's passing his stupid onto the next generation. Like, literally, like, passing his stupid genes on. That kid is gonna grow up absolutely fucking abysmally.
This is Ant's face, by the way, when his kid says, Dad, I have a confession to make. It's at like 16 or 17 or whatever. She's like, I have a terrible secret to tell you, Dad. I'm cis-het. He's like,
dun dun dun! Yeah.
You're not my son.
Yeah, I disown you. You get out of this house, you bigot. And then the kid puts on a MAGA hat. He's like, oh!
Yeah. Based little Gramuglia kid. Yeah, I found
And he's like, by the way, I'm subscribed to Backseater. No!
Yeah! Yeah, anyway. Melissa says, why do they hate it? Angela offs the people who picked on her. Well, exactly. You think they'd be happy, but no, apparently not.
The trans person is evil and got groomed by their parents to be that way. That's never, ever happened, and we can't ever show it.
Yeah.
Is not a conservative.
Even in our own communities, we exist on the outskirts as an insane person who has had to tell us this guy, and then what the fuck is AFAB? An AFAB weirdo. What, John?
I said away from keep. No, that's not it.
Why Rocky Horror is problematic when it is essentially the weirdo equivalent of a minstrel show. Let me tell you, it is not pretty, and just ends with me sitting in silence in the corner. Holy fucking shit. Look, I don't like the Rocky Horror Picture Show. I think it's stupid, lame, and gay. But Christ, even I wouldn't think this way about it. It's just a goofy-ass musical. Christ.
Message or a trans minstrel show, as certain people have.
That explains everything. Yeah, Jerry Pete thought all this. Now it's all making sense. Jerry Pete's upset about everything, Ant. Why are you getting upset about Jerry Pete getting upset about everything? Christ. I was expecting something closer to Hibari. What the fuck is Hibari?
It's
like
hibachi and it's delicious.
Oh yeah, like it's problematic, but no. This movie is the worst piece of shit I've ever seen in my life. This is like someone released the fake comedy show from Bamboozled without the rest of Bamboozled. This is like someone released Springtime for Hitler without the producers around it. Okay. Ew. Anyways, we got Hard saying, "Yo, Melissa, what's up?" Anyway,
said, because Dr. Frankenfurter is whatever Dr. Frankenfurter is. So yeah, some things haven't.
Hey, that's transvestite from transsexual Transylvania, Ants.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Every time
it's literally in the song.
Every time somebody says Transylvania, I just think of the Simpsons Treehouse of Horror, where he's like, it was nice of Mr. Burns to let us borrow his house in
Transylvania.
No, he says in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
And they all fucking because I live in Pennsylvania. It was a great shout out.
Yeah.
Age as well, but
Should have rented a house in Backseatville. Anyway,
I
Just
don't know
because
where
they have-
that is. It's like you're ironically like The Simpsons. You're in the town that exists nowhere, no state.
yeah, we're in the super duper top secret 51st state of America. Yeah.
age perfect
Vietnam.
does not mean that
Yes.
they were horrible, Lily. But again,
Jerry.
some films like Dress
I don't know why the hell Ant insists on calling fucking Jerry Pete Lily, because, like, Jerry Pete tried to rape his goddamn sister, for one. It's like, I think his right to be called Lily went out the fucking window there, Ant. Plus, Lily, or Jerry, and the fucking sister he tried to rape just fucking tried to cancel you. Why the fuck are you siding with them on
This
that?
is like when what's his face, Ezra Miller was having all of his shit exposed, and
Yeah.
like half the posts about it from liberals were like, guys, just because he's done sex trafficking and shit, and, you know, beating kids and everything, doesn't mean that we can misgender them.
Yeah.
They
It
wanted
also
to
reminds
call
me
them
of
they,
like
them.
this scene from that stupid ass Gotham Knights show
Oh.
where
Oh,
fucking
no.
Harper Row, who's like one of the worst fucking Batman characters of all time, she's in that show, and they also included her brother in the show. And if you don't know who her brother is, I don't blame you, because her brother was only in like 2 issues. But like, hey, let's take this character and expand his role. Let's make the brother trans too, for some fucking reason. And then they're like, so they're being grilled. So he's in the interrogation room. He's being grilled by Harvey Dent and this other asshole cop. And this asshole cop is like, where's the fucking, like, all the shit you stole, little girl? And then fucking Harvey's like, whoa, bro, I get that he's a criminal, but you don't have to misgender him. Christ, bro. Oh, my God. Christ on a bike. Hardhat says cheese and rice. I don't get what cheese. I don't know what that means. Sorry.
It's like Jesus Christ, people. It's like the nice
cheese
version of that. We're like cheese and rice.
Jesus H. Lucas. Anyway.
to Kill are about just trans people.
Oh, one more
being
thing about the Ezra Miller thing I wanted to add on. I remember reading this article explaining what exactly happened with like the guns in the barn and the whole cult thing going on. And then someone who wrote the article went back and added a little note below. I apologize in advance for misgendering them. I corrected all of their pronouns throughout this article.
Oh,
Of course you did. So about the
Evil and
crimes, like the important part.
yeah.
and scary because they're trans. Dress to Kill exploits that imagery constantly.
Ooh, I
that
haven't
the
seen that
horror
one. Gotta write that
comes
down.
from the killer.
Hang on, let's see here. Your Hardhat says Christian channel guys with a little racism. What the hell? What, Hardhat? What the hell? Oh my god.
Being dressed like a woman. Other films like Psycho and Silence of the Lambs seem aware that the audiences will think that the villains who dress
here
up
we
as
go.
women and will become women.
Also, Norman Bates isn't trans. He's just dressing up like his mother. Come on, bro.
Might be confused with actual trans people and include lines of dialogue in the film to differentiate themselves from the real world implications.
There's no correlation in the literature between transsexualism and violence. Transsexuals are very passive.
Have a go.
You can make the argument
It's debatable.
Yeah, it's kind of
She
debatable.
said in literature too.
Yeah.
successful enough separation, but they do try. Mind you, all these films I've just described are great horror films. They're great thrillers, but these elements are impossible to ignore from a modern standpoint, especially when
No, they're
trans
not.
people
I never
who
even
them-
think about them whenever you talk about it.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, half these movies that they watch, they're just like, it's impossible to ignore this implication. I'm always like, what? It's
Yeah.
like something you don't think about unless you're as brain rotted as like an ant.
Yeah. Let me, what is this? Transgender people more often targeted in crimes. Increased likelihood of U.S. transgender people becoming victims of a crime compared to cisgender people. Well, maybe they shouldn't fucking be trans then. Problem fucking solved, right, Ant? Oh my god. I seriously, all right, but I'm being serious here. I really, really doubt this statistic. I highly doubt that because trans people are like fucking what? Like fucking 0.02% of the country.
Also, like property crime, I don't see why. Like, probably if there's any sort of spike in the sort of like crimes against us, probably because like there's an incident where they like try and go into a bathroom or something, and someone has their little girl there or something, and they're like, "Hey, please go away, sir. You're not supposed to be in this place." And if they get like fucking violent, then the person will defend themselves. Yeah.
Yes, hard-headed. These stats are bullcrap. Yeah.
Themselves are often the
They
victims
probably
of
count all the
crimes.
self-defense against them as like a crime against them. They're like, "Why are you oppressing me?" After they push the person, they're like the fucking protesters with the cops, where they go in and push against their line, and then they get pushed back, and they're like, "Oh, they're beating me."
Yeah.
The only trans crime that I could actually think off the top of my head happened with this guy named Mark Hogenkamp, who was wearing high heels to a bar, and these 5 guys kicked the living shit out of him. And he caused so much head trauma to him that he coped with the whole thing by making a whole military-based city out of dolls.
Oh, I know about that. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway.
I mean, as opposed to reporting him to the cops, what a normal person would do, he's just like, I'm going to sit here and play with some dolls.
Yeah, because that's fucking normal. Hardhat says, I joined in, JK. Well,
JK
you're not showing up in the lobby, Hardhat. I don't know what to tell you.
Are being accused of being potential criminals in political spaces.
Maybe he's invisible.
De Palma's directing style and writing style in Dress to Kill is undeniably fantastic. They are great scenes and great thrills, but unlike a lot of queer-coded villains, and even unlike Psycho, it's
oh my god, this coded bullshit. Ants, they're not, there's no such thing as queer-coded. They're either queer or they aren't. Fucking Christ on a bike.
This is Ant's face anytime that anytime he sees coded written in some paper, he's like, oh yeah.
fact that they are not cis, that is seen as a point of fear in the audience. That's the fear. It's impossible to separate Dress to Kill from the very real implications that Dress to Kill has, and the real life implications
Pretty sure all
of
these people, in
fearing
addition
that
to not being cis, also commit like actual crimes, because that's still not one, no matter how much you want to like play fake victim.
Right.
He's always like, this person is not cis and murders people. Clearly the fear is that they're not cis. It's like, no, it's more about the murder.
Yeah. Alright, guys, I'm putting it on like 1.5. I want to get through this shit faster now. This is literally, yes.
Evil.
Wait, how much time do we have left?
Oh, about half an hour of this video.
There's no evidence.
We went fast.
Oh, geez, back to
Avatar ant.
little fucking peeper ant here. Hardhat says these are the real facts, guys. 100% from CNN. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, we're the real facts.
Yeah.
It's a real news from us.
Yeah.
Video, however, I do want to point out a few examples where the inverse happens, where conformity to the quote-unquote norm is seen as the fear, and the outsiders are the protagonists. A great example of this would be Society, the 90s film that implies that the rich aren't simply in charge of everything, but are actively devouring and assimilating the poor. We've already mentioned Stepford Wives early on, as well as Night of the Living Dead, but there are many cases where horror showcases the efforts of a few outsiders working beyond what is expected of them in order to break through society's conditioning and levels of control. The outsider is naturally a very easy person to sympathize with. Even when the film is trying to show the outsider as some sort of antagonist, a lot of the time, audiences will sympathize with these outside antagonists anyway. The greatest example of this is the
Well, they really shouldn't then. That says more
why
about
is he talking about
them
the
than
society,
movie.
but show clips of Frankenstein?
Yeah. Oh my god.
monster. In the original Universal films, he is presented as a monster, but his humanism, his sense of vulnerability and innocence, drew audiences to sympathize with the monster. It's therefore very strange when a story presents someone as the outsider and demonizes traits that make them an outsider. Which I think leads me to the point I'm really building
Well, it
on.
depends what traits they are. You can't just be just all outsider traits are not good. Most people don't kill, so if you're an outsider in the sense that you do kill, then yeah, you should be demonized for that trait.
Yeah.
That's bad. That's
problem. Never not one.
What was that?
Oh, sorry, I was talking to someone else.
Oh, I was like, but yeah, it's like, oh, you know.
Someone came up to talk to me. I'm like, hello, good to see you. Nice yoga pants, by the way.
Thank you. I've been working on. No, no, it's like somebody comes in and starts stealing something from someone, and you go to like stop them, and Ant's like, whoa, don't demonize them for their outside characteristics. I'm like, he's fucking committing a crime. He's like,
yeah.
But
well,
really,
stealing is just a part of his foreign culture, is all.
Oh, Keir Starmer wouldn't like that.
Anyway, next.
In the last 20 years, there was one piece of media that embodies every conservative horror trope in the worst possible way. The thing that's so strange, however, is that this conservative story is criticized by conservatives for being woke, for being politically left. But it's in actuality a Trojan horse, extremely right-wing belief presented through the lens of a leftist story. And I think it's very despicable, and I think it's very awful. And I'm talking, of course, about Velma.
I thought lesbians were good at solving crimes. It's like the one...
No, this is straight up just a stupid show that didn't know what it...
Mindy Kaling is not a fucking conservative.
Yeah, come on, Ant.
So we've reached this stage where, like, you know, at first, probably whenever this was coming out, he was probably like, "Whoa, those grifters are trying to get rid of this show. Thank goodness it's finally diversifying Scooby-Doo." And then once he realized it was an utter failure and he could no longer try to defend it, he's just like, "Oh, well, it's really conservative." Yeah,
it was a psyop. Yeah, like, no, it wasn't. Oh my god.
Positive stereotype perpetuated by cop shows.
Velma is a 2-season, and thankfully only 2-season, animated series that was blessed.
Yeah, we're sure you're thankful it was only 2 seasons.
This is your side doing this one.
Yeah, Ant, yeah.
Canceled recently. It is widely regarded as one of the worst modern works of animation. Many people argue it's an example of the woke mind virus, trying to rebalance the scales in society with its colorblind casting. And I'm saying, no, it's a racist, sexist, fat-phobic nonsense of a story that is meant to make you want.
Yeah, no, Ant, you ain't fooling us. We know you like this shit.
Get rid of this one.
You can't. No, Ant, this is your side's doing. Take the L, sir. Also, this fucking pause face right here.
To harken back to the way things were. It's meant to make you want to go back to the way things are. Because
no, it isn't. What the fuck are you talking about? How?
It's trying to trash on white dudes the entire time. Like, it's pretty much just most modern media, but turned up to 11, where like they just went full mask off with this one.
Yeah.
There's no secret conservative agenda.
Yeah, fine. And hey, Jorge Lucas. Ah, yes, Velma. Very conservative indeed. Fucking clown. Yeah, pretty much. It's like, welcome to Ant, Jorge.
Because the new stuff is bad. It's meant to illustrate that progress is not good, and that anyone who falls outside of society's standards is ugly and awful and worthy of repulsion. Let me break down why. Velma owes every single bone in its body to 2 people, Wes Craven and Kevin Williamson.
They have nothing to do with this fucking show. What are you talking about?
Was Craven dead whenever it came out?
Wes Craven was already dead by the time this show came out. The fuck you on about, Ant?
It's like, allow me to just spit on your grave in order to try and link this to conservatives now, Mr. Craven. I'm the tolerant and nice side, by the way.
Fuck you, Ant. Fuck you.
Because Velma just was better when it was called Scream.
What's your favorite scary?
Velma has nothing in common with Scream. What the fuck are you talking about? Oh my god.
This is the most I've ever seen him try and like, dude, just take the L.
Take the L, and
like, hey, this was a really badly written show, even though it espouses all of my values, it does it in a really stupid way. Like, that's an easy way to just brush it off. Be like, I don't want anything like this ever again. But instead he's going to try and flip it to be conservative. That's just, like, desperate.
Yes.
Oh, come on, you know I don't watch that shit.
Why not? Too scared.
Hello, Velma. Do you like solving mysteries?
Yeah, but I'm actually much more three-dimensional than...
Oh, so because it has a scene over the phone with a guy in a whispery voice asking, do you like this thing?
Well,
that means it's a ripoff of Scream? No, come on, bro.
Well,
no.
I mean, obviously, the Velma scene is just a bad parody of the Scream scene.
Yes.
It's like they're trying to do it cleverly and, like, you know, basically riff on that, but it's obviously terribly written.
Yeah.
Scream is a deconstruction of slasher tropes, many of which Wes Craven helped create in Nightmare on Elm Street. Craven and Williamson were both very progressive filmmakers. Craven had made some of the most effective anti-violence films of the 70s with, again, Last House on the Left and Hills Have Eyes. He deconstructed the American Dream in Hills Have Eyes and directly criticized racist people directly with films like People Under the Stairs. Kevin Williamson himself, a gay man, lifted from that in his own work. The result, one of the best horror comedies of all time that pokes fun at the past while still pushing forward. Also, Scream, queer-coded villains. See, you can have queer coding.
Oh, they are, Ant. We've been over this. They are not gay. Come on. Oh my God! Like, even
just have sex with Cindy before this, or Sydney, really?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that one of them did. I don't know. I've never seen Scream. Anyway, Hardhat says liberals are just dumb as hell and have zero facts. That's correct, Hardhat. Yeah.
Being homophobic. Seriously, watch how the two ghost faces, how they're interacting with each other.
Yeah, they're fucking with her. You dumb shit.
They're friends, Ant. I know you probably don't have any like actual normal male friends, if any at all, and so you don't know like how guys interact. Like, I don't know what to tell you, dude.
Well, I'm actually friends with Jacob Suggs. I am friends with him. Oh, and I'm also friends with Linkara. He's normal. He's totally not a cuck.
They are holding each other, how they talk to each other, how they want to really sheath their knives in one another. You get the idea. Anyway,
they stab each other.
They're called jokes, you dipshit. Oh my God. Yeah, yes, Jorge. Imagine gay washing Scream. Yeah, pretty much. The cool guy. I don't know. Hardhat. Sorry, I don't know who you're talking about.
Scream did that Velma ripped off. Well, for one, that kind of self-reflective, deconstructive humor, poking fun of itself in the past, saying the past was bad and lame. Problem is, Scream did that lovingly. Velma does it with vicious mockery.
I think it has something to do with drugs, which I hate. This guy stinks.
Even Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, I'm sure you totally thought that joke was lame, and totally, yeah.
He thinks that's a conservative joke. That's odd.
I don't know. Like, fucking hell, I'm pretty sure conservatives would think, like, yeah, that joke sucked. Hardhat says, you missed a comment, it's alright. No, I didn't. I'm looking at the comments right here. I didn't miss a comment. Anyway.
From Scream in previous iterations. The James Gunn films from the 2000s, Mystery Incorporated from later aughts, even though the 4 direct-to-video Scooby-Doo films in the late 90s and 2000s all used a kind of Scream-esque meta-humor to further reinforce the narrative. And like Scream, did it lovingly, poking fun at the past while also moving forward in a new direction. Velma does not do that.
My guilt triggers a potentially heart-stopping hallucination.
Look, Velma does meta bad, Scream does meta good. That has nothing to do with politics.
Mm-hmm.
That's really all there is to it.
Yes, Melissa, there's nothing gay about Scream, and yeah.
Could exercising and eating less fried food help? We'll never know.
There are two problems with Velma, despite it being a Scooby-Doo show. It's clear that Mindy Kaling and the series creator, whom I will name later, just retrofitted another idea.
Oh, wow, it's a big fucking mystery. It's like, just say the damn person's name. I mean, hell, I can easily fucking Google the damn thing right now. Here, let me Google it here.
Ruin his video, do it. It's like, no, I have to wait a table. So you'll believe it's conservative.
Charlie Grandy, I guess, is who he's talking about. Sam Register, maybe. Him. Okay, it's either. All right, I'm seeing Grandy's name. It's either Charlie Grandy or Sam Register. I'm willing to bet.
I'm pretty sure this whole series was just Mindy Kaling's brainchild, but she hired these two or one of those other guys to handle all of the writing and take all the heat. Wow, she gets all the credit being Velma and such.
Yeah. And yet all the heat went to her anyway, so, yeah.
Into Scooby-Doo, and is constantly wrestling with the expectations of the source material. Now, none of the characters feel right, and the humor owes more to Family Guy than anything else. Again, saying that things were better in the past, because Family Guy started 20 years ago when the show came out.
If there is one thing the internet agrees on, it's that you should...
I mean, Family Guy is still around now, so you could still say, hey, it's still in the present day. Oh my god, fucking idiot. Melissa says, Velma's one of the worst things ever. Of course, Ant loves it. Yeah, and he's trying to say, oh no, I don't love it. It's like, bro, we all know you liked this. Shut the fuck up.
Never change anything ever. I hope you die. Sincerely, Velma.
But arguably worse than all that, this series masquerades as progressive, but it's actually quite regressive.
Really?
Mindy Kaling's Velma is...
I mean, in the sense that
I agree with Van on this point, though.
Years, yeah.
That's kind of how progressivism works, though. They push it too far, and then it becomes fucking... How many times do we say, like, the most racist people are the progressives? Because they end up, like, circling back around. It's like the horseshoe theory.
Yeah,
So this doesn't
like
prove
black
that it's
people are
conservative.
zombies. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the bigotry of low expectations and all that shit that liberals do, where they're like, "Oh, you need our help because you're so retarded. Come on, black people." It's like, so this just proves that it's too liberal, not that it's conservative.
Right. Melissa says, I hated Mindy Kaling on The Office, and I hate her here too. Well, now she's hated everywhere.
Literally, everyone I know who loves The Office, they all say the same thing. The one character they
Mindy
did
Kaling's
not
the
like.
worst part of that show, yeah.
Yeah, it was either Mindy or Angela.
Yeah, and
Angela's a boy. Oh.
I bet you now that after Velma came out, everyone's all like, Angela, we're sorry we hated you. You're no longer the worst person on the show now.
Perhaps we treated you too harshly.
A South Indian overweight bisexual protagonist. And there is nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with this decision. For a character like Velma,
yeah, there's
Thanks
totally
for
nothing.
clarifying that, Ann,
Yeah.
because that's really what everybody was...
To be fair, I don't think Mindy Kaling is actually bisexual. I think she's married to a guy.
But Velma
Yeah,
is.
she's married to a guy. It's just that a lot of the characters she plays are bi. Hang on, I'm looking the shit up here right now. Nope, Mindy Kaling ain't gay one bit. Nope.
I knew it.
Not
She's
yet.
fake gay. She's queer baiting.
Yeah, and also, it's like there's nothing wrong with turning a white character into something she isn't.
Yeah, really,
Fucking
Velma's an established
hypocrisy.
character, so it is wrong
I mean-
to do it with her.
Normally I am against it, but if it's like a little known character and it works within the concept of the story, then yeah, you could get away with it. Problem is, they always do it with the most iconic and notable characters.
Yeah. Yeah, they'll never do it with like B or C list characters, lesser known characters, or
I mean, they did it with the Eternals, but we kind of gave them a pass on that because no one really gave a shit about the Eternals anyways.
I mean, I'd still say that's criticizable anyway. But yeah, Evan. But yeah, anyways, Evan. Yeah, they always do it with those characters because no one gives enough of a shit about them to complain. So that way they basically have free pass. I'm of the opinion like, no, I don't care how big or small name the character is, don't fucking do it. Anyway. Jorge says there's a channel that revoices that Velma show called Black Shaggy. It's hilarious. Nice, I'm gonna have to look it up. Anyway.
She's been appearing in stories for decades and countless years, and is going to keep continuing in the future. Changing her for one adaptation, that's not a big deal. Nor is the idea
Man, shut the fuck up.
of changing all the characters' ethnicities. But there's one problem. They don't just change the characters' ethnicities, they change them into stereotypes. And the fact that they're different ethnicities is the butt of the joke.
I can't get banned for your thoughts on South Asian desserts again.
I mean, hey, this is leftist humor here, Ant, so you only have your side to blame. Yes, Briscoe, Velma was bisexual on the show. Oh, you mean Mandy in The Office. No, she wasn't, no. Melissa says, that's why they picked Star Wars first. It's the biggest and best, so destroy it first. Yeah, pretty much.
They figured they could just survive on brand name with that one, and they could just make whatever the fuck they wanted, and then that turned out to not be true.
Yep.
No, it's okay. Like the dessert course at an Indian restaurant. Just forget it.
Now think about Mindy Kaling, the actress who forced herself onto gay actors.
Yeah, Mindy Kaling kissing Lee Pace without consent. We need to know. Oh, jeez.
Lee Pace and threatened her staff with termination if they told anyone, is that Mindy has made a career mocking other South Asian people.
I'm happy Mindy Kaling's style of writing brown girls that hate themselves wasn't around when I was younger and only became a thing when I was at the age where I loved my heritage and skin color. I can't imagine being young and already self-conscious and seeing the betrayal. What the
If
fuck?
you're affected that much by media, you got other problems.
Yeah!
Is Vivek Ramaswamy joking about a 7-Eleven in the White House? Was that, like, scarring to you as a South Asian person? They're like, oh, now I have to work at a 7-Eleven because this random famous person said it.
Thank you, come again.
Demonizing their appearances into something.
Okay, see you.
Mindy produced Velma in several earlier projects, meaning she has a lot more control over them than, say, the average writer or director. And all of her projects incorporate a degree of racism directed towards people of color, despite her being
Yeah, pretty much, Harda. Like, is everything okay at home? Why are you thinking these things? Ugh.
a woman of color. Oh, and her brother lied about being
Mindy Kaling's brother, I faked being black to get into medical school. This fucking family, man.
I remember hearing about that.
Oh, this fucking family, man. What the fucking
Yet
shit?
they get mad whenever Trump calls Elizabeth Warren Pocahontas for lying on her college application about being Indian.
Meanwhile, this shit's going on, yeah.
Black in order to get into med school and wrote a book about it. That's something that happened that I felt like I should mention as well. Now, one question you probably have is, why am I mentioning Scooby-Doo in a video about horror movies? Well, quite frankly, Scooby-Doo has always been adjacent to horror. Ignoring the fact that it crossed over with something like Supernatural, Scooby-Doo always was a pastiche of gothic horror tropes and the mystery investigations therein. It's meant to make
Not really, no.
things scary feel accessible, and I firmly believe that Scooby-Doo serves as a gateway drug to many, many prospective horror fans.
No, it isn't. What the fuck you on about?
You could say any kid's program is a gateway drug, because obviously it's probably going to be the first thing that they watch. That doesn't mean that they naturally go into horror after that. That's... You could just say, like, oh, is Ninja Turtles a gateway drug to action films? It's like, well, no, it's just probably the first thing that you watched that had action in it.
Yeah.
Growing up, Mindy used her clout in Hollywood to tear apart something people genuinely loved, and made Velma, which is a show that is extremely sex negative, extremely fatphobic, extremely queerphobic, mocks the disabled, and ultimately serves to eventually reestablish the status quo it dissects. Velma, in this show, is this annoying know-it-all, condescending to everyone around her, but she's ultimately proven wrong about everything. There are several episodes where Velma is shown that she could really stop being so judgmental of everyone, and it would benefit the world, but she just chooses not to. She ignores any progress that she's supposed to make. She refuses to change, and fails to...
How much you guys want to bet Ant is just like this part of Ant's script was lifted from fucking Critical Drinker and shit? You know what I'm saying? Oh my god.
You know, it wouldn't shock me if Ant secretly watches Critical Drinker from time to time.
Yeah.
Not secretly. He constantly watches him on stream and shit and just says, oh, everything he disagrees with me on is gwifting.
Yeah.
She accuses white men of being the problem when she's wrong. Which illustrates...
Well, I mean, Angie, to be fair, Angie, you are part of a problem, so she's right there at least.
Yes, those classic conservatives always blaming the white men on everything. Is he gonna say because she's wrong that it's conservative? It's like, that's not how the show frames it.
Yeah, hard hat. Ant is hashtag triggered. Anyway.
Illustrates that these people who are critical of white men are inherently frantic or fanatical. That's the messaging of the show. Because Velma's wrong almost constantly.
No, it isn't. Shut the fuck up.
That is what happens in the show. She is wrong, but the show does not frame it that way. Just like many things. It's like saying Rings of Power is conservative because Galadriel ends up being wrong about everything. That's not how the show frames it. The show fucking props her up, just like this show props up Velma. They want the viewer to come away with, she was right, what a great girl boss.
Yeah.
Rarely actually does solve any mystery. Most of the answers are revealed to her, and the answers that are revealed are nonsensical. Just think about the villain.
So she's shit at her job.
And it's a horribly written show, but like, you're not making any points that prove that it's conservative. You're just
No.
making points that it's a horribly written show.
Yeah.
Of season one with Velma.
Yeah.
It's mom. Try to think of that for a few seconds, if you've seen the show, and you realize that the logic falls apart completely the moment you put any thought into it. To elaborate further, what this effectively does is it turns Velma into a leftist strawman, a stereotype that is proven to be wrong demonstrably throughout the show. What this does is it illustrates these viewpoints and people like this are inherently wrong. That is the statement the show makes. Obviously,
no, it just means that, like, Velma repeatedly fails, you dumbass. Oh my god. So, like, oh my god, fucking Christ, oh my god.
There's a massive oversimplification of the actual points that many leftists have, especially when criticizing white power structures. But by reducing it to this argument, it makes it easier to just kind of point and go, haha, look how dumb this argument is, and move on. That is not something a leftist show would do, and I find it very strange to point out.
Okay, so the no true Scotsman argument. Okay, then, I see.
Because the show is dumb, it couldn't possibly be leftist.
Oh my god.
And it makes its points poorly. No leftist would ever make their points poorly.
Yeah.
Debatable.
Yeah, pretty fucking debatable.
That's basically his logic
Velma,
here, though. He's just like, no liberal would argue this horribly. It's
like, literally, I can seriously, hey, no liberal would donate to the Trevor Project right here, and it would make just as much sense as your argument here. Anyway.
Didn't Trump shut down the Trevor Project?
I don't know, man. I hope it does get shut down. Fucking waste of money. Melissa says, leftist straw man, LOL. Did he watch the right show? He probably did, but with his eyes closed and his ears plugged.
Quote unquote, progressive. I find it strange when you have to kind of square away these two ideas. The idea that makes leftists look ridiculous, and that somehow it's inherently leftist. I just question that argument entirely. It's meant to look like something that's leftist,
yes,
but in actuality
leftists
it is...
often say things that make them sound ridiculous. Like,
yes.
you ever listen to a leftist, Ant?
Yeah, pretty much.
His logic here is just like, we are infallible, so this show cannot be leftist because it's horrible. It's like, yeah. Okay, you're a little bit grandstandy and like, you need to reevaluate yourself then.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, anyway.
As far from it as possible. Further, it also mocks mental health issues. While Velma has these hallucinations that are the result of hypnosis, whenever someone else has a mental problem, it's mockery. Velma mocks Daphne's insecurities publicly. There is a lot of scenes where therapists are mocked. Again, it's pointing to people who are different and going...
So because Velma's a hypocrite, that means it can't be a leftist show? What the fuck?
A lot of times, whenever they're insulting the therapists, because, believe it or not, I actually have watched this show just to make fun of it. I had the HBO account already, who cares? But, it was...
I mean, we gotta do what we gotta do, right?
Yeah. I like to see the shit so I can appropriately mock it, as Backseater knows from games.
And as you did with Andor.
Yeah.
Shout out to Zuma, man.
From an informed position, you know? And so, like, this show, whenever they're making fun of the therapist, very often it's like her calling them, like, sexist or bigoted or whatever in some way, or, like, saying, like, oh, you don't understand it because blah, 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 or, like, oh, you're a man telling me how to feel with this. That's how she speaks to a lot of the authority figures, a lot of the therapists, all that shit. He says, he just keeps it vague enough. This is a good strategy by Ant. He just says, well, she mocks therapists, therefore she's mocking people that are different. It's like, no, she's insulting the same people you are. She's insulting the therapist for reasons that a liberal would.
Right. Hey, oh my gosh, hang on, guys. So, guys, real quick break from the video here. So, I'm still arguing with one of Ant's dick lickers, Cause ZRS6.
Jeez, that never stops.
Literally, so, I'm arguing with Caw here about how fucking, like, you can still, I'm arguing with Caw, like, saying, like, he's saying it's like, hey, if you just stick to continuity and never make a new continuity in a franchise, then your whole fucking show gets stale and boring and whatnot. Like, how is it, like, you can still, like, keep shit exciting in a show without getting rid of the continuity. So I ask, like, how is that shallow? You can still do new things in a franchise while also adhering to continuity. The two are not mutually exclusive. And Cause says, only sticking to continuity does not a successful franchise make. It has to be willing to take risks, and those risks will often come in the form of retcons that might completely change how people look at the continuity.
Do you think you can only just keep repeating the same plot points or do a reboot? Like, you can continue a show and introduce a new idea in the same continuity.
Yeah.
Like Empire Strikes
Back. Or you could do revamps of characters, but have it in a separate continuity that doesn't override the original continuity. That's how. This is why. I mean, this is why the absolute DC is working so well, because it's introducing new concepts, but not overriding the Prime Universe.
It's not doing hot anymore, Evan. I think the sales are actually tanking now. Because people are realizing, wow, this is shit. Anyway. Next. Moving on. Hang on. Hey, we got Irish Whip saying, what's up, boys? In chat, I'm going to listen to this while I fall asleep. Okay, thanks, Irish Whips.
I've been there, done that.
Anyway, moving on.
Evan falls asleep on the stream half the time.
Yeah. Oh, God, Ant's mouth is a black hole here. What the hell?
Oh no, he's auditioning for Smile 3.
Oh no.
You're the other, you're bad, you're not good enough. And ultimately, Velma is proven ultimately wrong. The whole show, she's talking about how ghosts aren't real and there's no supernatural explanations for anything. Only for at the end, the final solution of the series is solved because Velma is killed, becomes a ghost, and possesses the big bad, who is Scrappy Doo. It illustrates that everything Velma has represented is inherently wrong. And ultimately what this does is it shows that the old ways were better, that this progressive new approach is wrong, that the old world was smarter.
Oh, no, it doesn't, you dipshit, no.
Better, and that if you fall outside of this certain ideal, you are wrong.
Yes, that's a classic, and that's my point. Why change anything when the classics all still work, right?
Despite featuring a diverse cast, the diversity exists only to poke fun at the idea of diversity.
Yeah.
There's a lot of internalized racism Kaling appears to be projecting onto her characters, not to mention all the body shaming. All of this instills that by the show's logic, being white and thin is preferable
I like how
to being
earlier
heavier
he
and
was
South
like,
Asian.
I'm not transgender, so I'm not going to speak for that. But now he's speaking for a South Asian woman, even though he's not either of those things.
If I remember correctly, I think Mindy Kaling actually made the effort to lose a bit of weight.
But he's just like, oh, it's just so funny because earlier in the video he was so concerned about speaking for someone not in his little gender and whatever
His category, yeah.
And then what's the other thing I was just gonna say? He's like basically, oh yeah, the internalized racism. It's like, oh my god, and if anyone has internalized racism, it's you against your own race.
Literally, yeah.
Is racist and fatphobic. And look, I'm just beating a dead horse at this point. Everyone knows this show sucks. There's 1,000 videos about it. But what my point is that it falls into all of the discussions of conservative media failing to communicate ideas properly. It's extremely regressive, and it's exhausting seeing people act the show is leftist in some way. It's not.
Oh, so we could.
It is in some way, dude. It's so clearly.
Oh
I
my
can't believe
God.
he's actually trying to do this. He makes no points that could possibly make this. This is insane.
Oh
I've never even heard even the most liberal people try and act like Velma. Like, literally, Spencer Gilbert. He was a writer for Honest Trailers. He's super left wing. He's like the classic like white dude, snarky little Hollywood writer. And even he, whenever Velma came out, was like, oh my god, like, is this a conservative psyop? Like, this is all the worst parts of liberalism. Like, he was even willing to take the L on this one. Like, nobody else I've ever seen try and defend the show. And Ant here is like, well, I'm just gonna fucking shotgun blast and hope that everybody believes it's conservative after I'm done talking, somehow.
Right.
Mindy Kaling got the Presidential Medal of Honor from fucking Joe Biden, a big conservative, I guess, in Ant's mind.
Mm-hmm, yep.
I remember seeing that image.
Yeah.
It's when I first noticed Mindy Kaling lost a bit of weight.
Like, this is like saying that like Kamala was clearly a secret conservative who was just there to help Trump get elected by being a fucking idiot.
Literally, yeah.
It's a Trojan horse at best. It's every single conservative discussion, and in fact falls into the worst traits that smartly written conservative media have avoided. In all the previous stories that we've discussed in this video so far, Velma embodies what you probably expected when you read this title. Yet, better filmmakers avoided them. Consistently. And there's nothing wrong with Velma being South Asian, queer, fat, none of that.
Well, yeah, it is. She isn't that in the fucking cartoon, you dumbass.
Yeah, and also, they make Daphne into an Asian. They make.
Which is weird considering they made Daphne Asian, but she looks the same as she did in all the other cartoons.
They make her eyes. I think they stylize it a little bit.
Yeah, they also made her skin a little yellow. Yeah.
I didn't know that. But then what's his face? Shaggy.
Shaggy Black.
They don't even call him Shaggy. They call him Norville. I mean, yeah, that's his real name, but come on, it's Shaggy.
Come on.
It's Norville, and I don't
Nigga.
Yeah. Anyway, let's see. Here we got Irish Whips saying, I'm getting a new PFP from my buddy who designs, but in the meantime, I'm using the Mafia Street Boss. Also, this fucking guy, man.
This
yeah.
fucking guy.
Yeah.
The problem is how it's framed in the narrative, because characterization is so important. Oh, by the way, I left out a key detail. Mindy Kaling is not the creator of Velma. She isn't even the writer. She isn't even the director. She's the executive producer and the voice actor. But the real creator is Charlie Randy.
I called it! Haha! Fuck you, Ant. I got it before you fucking brought it up. Haha.
And Charlie Grandy is the son of Fred Grandy. Some of you guys might remember him as Grandy from Love Boat if you're like 70, or watched TV Land a lot when you were sick at home.
Whatever.
However, others might know him as the Iowa U.S. House Representative from 1987 to 1995. And Grandy was a member of the Republican Party, in case you didn't know.
Oh my gosh, his
Oh,
dad
so-
was a Republican. He's doing the Charlie Kirk killer excuse.
Oh,
He's
so
like,
because his dad was Republican, that must mean he's a Republican too.
no
Fucking
kid
hell,
has
Ant.
ever changed from their parents in
Ant.
politics.
No fucking legit no fucking joke, no kayfabe. My granddad was, Grandpa Cedar was a fucking liberal, and Dad Cedar, when he grew up, he was like, Grandpa Cedar, I'm voting for Ronald Reagan when I vote this year for my first election. Like, what the fuck are you doing? He's an actor. What the hell? So literally, there's a prime example right there.
This
Also,
came up-
Mom Cedar, she I wouldn't say she's liberal, but she does lean left, and I'm fucking right wing. So there you go, Ant. How do you explain that?
Two of my
Oh, of
aunts
course.
think that Trump is an uber fascist.
Anyway.
Afterwards, Fred Grandy worked on the Grandy and Andy Morning Show, a DC talk radio show with a strong Republican perspective.
Veganism is a regimen, not a religion. It is a choice, like rooting for the Redskins or deciding to be gay.
Yeah. How about Ant? What beliefs has Charlie Grandy expressed? How about that?
Now, am I saying Charlie Grandy shares his father's political beliefs? Well, no, because...
Well, then why are you bringing his dad up then, you dipshit? Oh my god. Oh, Irish Whips and Arm Drag says, oh, I thought you were going to say he was a Grand Wizard of the KKK. I don't know.
Grandpa Cedar.
Anyway.
A kid may not have the same beliefs as his father, but I am saying that he's produced nothing that's proven otherwise. It's also odd how Velma has...
Oh, so because he's proven nothing, so because he hasn't written a conservative or liberal show or whatever, then he's exactly like his dad.
He's written a very liberal show. You're just trying to twist it into a conservative one because you can't take the L.
Yes.
marketed as a Mindy Kaling work when it was really made again by a white guy, and no one's blaming Charlie for Velma. They blame Mindy Kaling.
Didn't you just mention that Mindy Kaling was executive producer? So wouldn't it be made in part by a South Asian bitch?
Look at all the press tours, and Mindy Kaling takes credit for the show, is probably why a lot of people credit the show to her.
Yes. Hardhat says none of them can. None of them can what? Sorry, Hardhat, I don't know.
Because she's front and center. What I'm saying is this. Velma is a conservative horror, only because we're dealing with it in real life.
Velma, do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
So help me, Shonda Rhimes.
Wait, only because we're dealing with it in real life. Then what was your whole fucking point of bringing up all the other fucking films then, huh?
I do.
All right. Different outfit. This means I threw out the old conclusion, and we filmed a new one, because I didn't like how it was turning out.
Oh my god.
I realized it was going to come up as completely fucking crazy trying to say that Velma was a conservative show.
Yeah, anyway, in that case, you should have cut out your whole fucking video. Oh yeah, Hardhat. None of them can take the L, that is correct.
Like, it's not even, there's been a bunch of conservatives that have written shit conservative movies. Like, there's bad religious movies, or there's bad, you know... There was a bad conservative comedy with Kelsey Grammer whenever I was growing up, and like I didn't think it was funny. I said it was stupid. It doesn't mean your beliefs are even bad. It just means like somebody wrote a shit thing.
Right. Anyway.
Tends to happen around here. I guess let's cut back to the chase. At the end of the day, what are we supposed to make of all this? That some conservative horror stories are good and others are bad? That Velma was made to give grifters a semi-legitimate thing to point at.
Grifters!
Go up there. That's bad. That's the bad thing. Well, that seemed like an odd conclusion, right?
Plenty
Especially
of
given
legitimate things. Look at Rings of Power. Look at the Acolyte. Look at basically every Disney Star Wars show.
Yeah.
It tries to throw in some fucking, you know, Reva or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about horror stories up until this point. Well, there's a reason for this. There's a method behind my madness. Originally, my video was going to end with me just ranting about Velma some more, but that's not interesting to me. That didn't hit hard enough.
Yeah, it was fucking crazy, and you knew that nobody would believe it.
Yeah.
Ultimately, a lot of what this video serves is to differentiate 2 points. How conservative belief is far more multifaceted than folks online will often like you to believe, and how some works can promote conservative ideas even unintentionally, or perhaps regardless of intention. I'll be honest, I don't really know if Velma is some Trojan horse for the right, but I do know the show is pervasive with conservative rhetoric and conservative anxieties, and that bleeds through the narrative. It's a self-contradictory series. Is that because the creators are secret conservatives, or because maybe the show is just bad? I can't prove either way.
The show is just bad, and there you go.
Muddy the waters. Oh, I can't prove it either way. I can't read minds, guys. It's like, no, you can just judge the show based on it.
Let me see here. Irish Whip says the nose says it all. Yeah, Ant's got a fucking schnoz. Yeah. Hardet says, much love to you guys. I'm sick and I'm gonna get some sleep. Alright, go to bed! Irish Whip says, shalom. Shalom, brother. Oh my, we have a lot of Jews in this place. Anyway.
No, Irish Whips is just, you know.
Excuse me?
He's not a big fan of big-nosed people, I'll just say.
Yeah.
Oh, you probably would hate me then.
Uh-oh. Anyway.
In an era right now where making the story political is a red flag, so to speak. But it's not always intentional how those politics get in the narrative. I just recently
really, it's not clear how they end it. They're put in there by the writer, you fucking dick.
And even if they're not like explicitly putting something in, a lot of times it does end up invading because the person's not the most qualified. Because it goes back to the root to the hiring practices. Like if the Rings of Power writers were hired just because they're fucking like oh, our whole season 2 is directed by women. It's like, okay, if they were just qualified, it probably wouldn't be 100%, first of all. And second of all, they're probably fucking brain-dead feminists who only got hired because they're women, so now they're going to have brain-dead feminist beliefs that seep into their work.
Yeah.
It's a film that's extremely political. It takes place...
Whoa, Solar, are you okay? Or who was that?
I think that was Evan. I saw his little circle pulsate for a second.
Funny.
Uh-oh.
Now, let me be clear. Yeah, pretty much.
Let me be perfectly clear. This man looks like the Gringotts tellers in Harry Potter.
Yeah, pretty much. Anyway.
During the Cold War, there's anti-government rhetoric in it. There is a lot of elements of the small business being affected by government negligence, and government negligence resulting in disasters for people who are just caught in the middle. The movie focuses a lot on punk culture, punk being, of course, anti-authoritarian, and these punks are negatively impacted by the man, very directly, for being incompetent. That's a political message, but someone can watch that, and it can go completely over their head, especially as we move further and further away.
In other words, they're not paying attention to the themes, man.
In other words, it never existed, and you just fucking made that up in your head, you idiot.
Yeah.
I don't take punks getting attacked, because no reasonable person would, as an anti-conservative message.
Right.
From the 1980s, where this film was created, and thus the message was most profoundly impactful.
Oh, man.
That entire film, Return of the Living Dead, is a response to the Reagan-era big government, corporation, no regulation nonsense.
Are you trying to make like 1950s sci-fi movies about modern immigration policies, not like earlier in this video?
You
don't seem to care about the fucking era or what it's pertaining to. You just... except when it's, I guess, beneficial to you in a way.
Yeah. Melissa says he's gonna have another shitty take. This time it's Return of the Living Dead, LOL. Yep, he's already on it, Melissa.
It's an extremely politically savvy film. Yet nowadays, unless that film aligns with your particular belief system, you might not even pick up on the politics. And in fact, today, if a film is released and it has any political thought, you're gonna get 1,000 videos online complaining about it. And this has always been the case. Before, it was called woke, it was called politically correct, or social justice warrior. It's a new word for the same general grievance every single time. Horror usually feels exempt from this discourse because horror is often focused on manifesting fear, taking the fears that we feel inside and making the story around it. And because politics are a reflection of our worldview, and horror is a reflection of our worldview, there's often some commonality between political fears and horror movie fears. The difference is, usually horror movies are a little more abstract about it, and thus, we're not really receptive to the specific red party, blue party nonsense that we see if we discuss these fears publicly, and with the first words that come to mind. We use imagery in horror, not language. Not always, anyway. But that's the thing. We now say things are problematic. We say things are woke. We use these words as a catch-all for anything that we don't align with, personally. Now, I promised I wouldn't discuss the In Praise of Shadows video too much, but what bothered me about that video was it threw in a lot of all-encompassing language, very willy-nilly. And it didn't really always go into specifics. Like, yeah, it mentioned Jason Blum and him being conservative, which I believe he is conservative, but by criticizing Jason Blum, you're also criticizing all the journalists who watch movies made by Jason Blum. Like, it's one of those things where, like, we're way too all-encompassing with our criticism. If there is a single thing we can chip away at, that means the whole of it is bad, and we gotta get rid of it. That's the mentality I'm trying to fight against. I don't think that's the case. I think these things are deeply rooted in society, and in order to discuss them, we have to be frank. We have to be honest with ourselves. We have to go, hey, these are things that exist in the world, and we should acknowledge them and discuss how they impact every facet of our lives.
And hold up, we can just make a movie and, you know, entertain people. How about that?
In fact, the last point about Velma, I criticized Charlie Grandy, right? guy you probably don't like. You don't like Velma, most likely. Most people don't. So you were probably on my side for most of the argument. Me saying, yeah, he's a secret conservative. And you're like, yeah, he is a secret conservative.
Nope.
But there's a catch. I kind of did something that In Praise of Shadows also did. And I didn't realize it until reviewing the footage and cutting it down. My argument suggested...
He's not a secret conservative.
Oh boy, here we go.
Intention. It did not prove motivation. I suggested he could be a secret conservative, but
yeah, we
they're
know.
going to
We're
prove it.
pointing that out. But it's no different from all the rest of your arguments, so it didn't really stand out.
Literally, yeah.
They actually cement that down and say, no, here's his evidence, here's the document saying it. I didn't pull away with Scott Derrickson and William Peter Blatty, who outright have said their political beliefs. No, I'm just...
Hang on, Irish whips and arm drags. My sisters have broader shoulders than this boy. Yeah, pretty much. Oh my god.
Extrapolating something based on the messages of the media they created and running with the message. That's not too different from what he did in his video. Except the difference there is that he did people that people actually liked. You see what I mean? The critical analysis was equally flawed on my part.
And you can do, and you're doing it with people we fucking hate, and we're still calling you out on it, okay?
As well as his. The difference is, you don't like Grandy, so you're not going to like... You're probably going to be like, yeah, criticism, criticize him, go for it. We're not really looking at how good the argument actually is, how compelling the information.
Your argument sucks regardless of who you're targeting, Ant.
We're looking to see if it aligns with our beliefs or not. It's not defensive in Praise of Shadow, by the way. I have a lot of issues with many of his arguments, and I know so little about Wendigoon I can't even comment on it, but even that felt to me a little bit like a massive stretch. But again, I don't know the specifics. I can't talk about that. I don't know what I'm saying, so I'm not going to base my time with that. What's more interesting is that political ideas are sometimes unintentional. Night of the Living Dead. That's like one of the big political films people always talk with horror. George Romero did not realize he was making a political film until after he saw the finished product.
Dwayne Jones, the actor who played Ben, was very concerned, and almost the only one who was concerned about his being African American. We were going, hey, come on, man, it's 1968. This is we're all past all of that.
Then George Romero went on fucking filibuster free fall after that fucking movie. Every fucking Living Dead movie was fucking conservative after that. Oh, hey, we got Rick R saying, I was just done reading Guardians of Ga'Hoole first book, and then I come to see Ant still using Velma and horror as spooky cause conservative? Yeah, Rick, pretty much. Pretty fucking much.
No, right? When we made the first print of the movie, and we were driving it to New York to show it to potential distributors, we heard driving in the car. One of the producers, Russ Striner, and I heard the news on the radio that Martin Luther King had been assassinated.
Oh,
no! He casted Dwayne Jones not because he was a black man, but because he was the best guy to show up for the role that day at the audition. And because of that, him being black completely recontextualized everything that happened to his character.
Not
when Wayne agreed to play the
really.
role, we didn't change the script. The same things would have happened to him if the actor had been white. The fact that these redneck posse guys shot him, that became racial instead of just a mistaken identity, which is really what we intended.
What'd you say, John?
It didn't become racial.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's one of the reasons that people believe
Yeah,
to this
not
day that
really,
it's important.
no.
And in a certain way, it was a mistake.
So again, these are components of historical context and just choices that gave the film more political relevance than Romero intended. And that impacted how he made movies going forward. His later films are way more political because he has more intentionality behind it. Mindy Kaling and Charlie Grandy.
Yeah, and they got worse because of it, and
I don't know if they were political or if they were just being dumb. For all I know, they were high making
both
those scripts. In fact, they probably were high making these scripts. But that also shows, I can't go into the writer's room. I can't talk to them directly. I mean, I guess I could, but there's no guarantee they'll tell me the truth. I can't prove intentionality, but we can discuss what messages the art communicates. This is an argument I see all the time. Just because art makes a statement does not mean the artist intentionally put that statement in there. Many statements are accidental. A work does not have to be an allegory to communicate an idea. Sometimes people just put messaging in films because that's the way they view the world.
In other words, even if
whether
they
or not
weren't making anything, so all art is political, but even if it's not political, I can make it political with the way I think about it.
Yes.
Sorry, bro, the artist decides whether it was or not, and you're just seeing little delusions in your head.
Yeah.
Conscious or not, who knows? But that's just what we do. And art is an honest depiction of that viewpoint, made manifest, whether we want it to or not. Now, we also have biases. On my channel, I posted a couple of polls. In one, I asked my audience how they felt about conservative films. Here are the results. On another poll...
Hang on, what were the results here? Hang on.
Jesus,
all right.
Showed them for half a second.
Oh my god, Ant, stop showing shit for half a second. Fucking Christ. Hang on, Irish Rip says he paid so many working girls' bills. What a legend. Yeah. Are conservative movies bad? Yes, no, depends on the plot. Yeah, sure, they did. Yeah.
On another poll, I asked them how they feel about traditional societal values in films. Here's the result. I think they speak for themselves. And yes, a lot of people called me out.
Yeah, and I totally believe your audience, who are like leftist as fuck, like legit said depends on the plot. Yeah, totally. Rick R says, oh, hang on. Evan's back. Rick R says, yes, we know you have a lot of bias, Ant. Indeed.
Being intentionally vague with my phrasing, that was by design. Don't know what to tell you.
Oh, fuck you. Oh, so Ant knows he's fucking vague as shit, and he's doing it purposefully to help
It didn't
boost.
stand out at all. Like, it's the same as all the rest of his arguments.
Yeah.
And I wanted to be vague and make it kind of get your unbiased opinion, but most people were like, hey, dude, why you suck at writing questions? That was the big takeaway. Apparently, I was too vague for my own good. But the point is, when you phrase it as conservative, people are like, oh, it's bad. Conservative, not good, for the most part. But when you phrase it as traditional societal values, people are more positively receptive to that. Much like how people, if you believe certain arguments, that global warming is more frightening of a term than climate change, The way you present a package affects how
So basically, the fucking, what is that term? Oh, fuck, what is it? Fucking George Carlin spoke about this. It's the euphemism treadmill or something like that. Yeah, anyway. Oh, hang on. Okay, anyway, moving on.
Interpret that package. And, furthermore, let me point this out. America is run by a two-party system, and both parties are conservative. Yeah, no. Think about it. The Democrats exist for the status quo.
No, Ant, no, that's just... Yeah, he's one of those, yeah. Christ on a bike, man.
It's news when a Democrat wants to be progressive. Take a look at Hillary Clinton. How long did it take for her?
Is it really? I'm pretty sure all of them are progressive, you dumb shit.
Bro, they had Trans Day of Remembrance every day in the Biden White House. My God.
Literally, yeah. Hang on, Rickard says, look at it this way. Think how stupid the average person is, and they realize half of them are stupider than the rest. Case in point. Yeah, pretty much.
Actually, push for gay marriage.
I believe that marriage is not just a bond, but a sacred bond between a man and a woman. So I take umbrage at anyone who might suggest that those of us who worry about amending the Constitution are less committed to the sanctity of marriage or to the fundamental bedrock principle that it exists between a man and a woman going back into the mists of history.
How long did it take for any of these Democrats to push for any of these causes?
I believe marriage is between a man and a woman.
It used to be like a lot more reasonable of a party. Now they've gone off the fucking deep end.
Literally, yeah. Irish Rip Summer says, I got rid of Streamlabs Premium or whatever. Shit's not worth it. Are you using StreamYards or Labs or OBS? Just curious. I'm using StreamYards, Irish Whips. Anyway.
Yes.
OBS. Anyway.
I believe that marriage is between a man and a woman, and so does John Kerry.
Do you support gay marriage?
No, Barack Obama nor I support redefining from a civil side what constitutes
So
marriage.
because the Democrats initially didn't support gay marriage, that means that they can never support gay marriage ever then? Is that really what you're saying, Ant?
They're uber conservative.
Oh my god. Yeah, totally. Yeah, Joe fucking Biden here is an uber conservative. Yeah, totally. That's why he ran with...
Why does Biden look so different here than...
Because in 2008.
Yeah, he was a lot younger then, yeah.
It still looks pretty different.
Yeah. Yeah, Wone, pretty much. Everyone, remember to hit that like button so more people can come shit on Ant! Yes, Wone is correct, and Irish Whips here with a rainbow for some reason. I don't fucking know, anyway.
The problem is that America is run by two conservative parties. One is a status quo party, the other is a regressive party. There are
No. What the hell are you on about, bro? No. Shit. He was cloned. Who was cloned?
Oh, Biden.
Oh, yeah.
Real leftist
I'm Sleepy
parties.
Joe. I'm Sniffer Joe. They all come out and assemble for their powers.
And then they do like a fucking like Power Rangers pose, yeah. Yeah.
In America. Yet because of our perspective on matters,
and what are you talking about? Yeah, pretty much. Anyway.
When it's really conservative. We are so skewed politically that America is a completely conservative country run by two conservative parties. But if you ask
holy shit, I didn't realize Ant's fucking TDS ran this deep. He legit thinks all like the fucking Democrats are conservatives. Holy crap. Oh my god, the TDS runs deep on this man. Irish Whip says, and I'm Grapey Joe. Oh no.
Republican, they'll tell you that the Democrats are far-left liberals and alt-left, and meanwhile the farthest left to go is Bernie Sanders. Compared to Europe, he's pretty centrist, or he's liberal. He's liberal. Bernie's liberal.
Yeah, so Bernie's the one liberal guy. Okay, I see. Crackhead lol. America is run by two conservative parties. It's really a communist uniparty. What the hell is una, Melissa? Sorry, I don't know that. Anyway.
My problem is this. It's not if a horror film's conservative. A lot of them are. The problem is when a horror film is tailor-suited to promote the values of a political party over the values of a person's belief system.
Horror fantasy has always been a way to, get your views through. They're parables.
I hate it when a horror film is meant to propagate hatred. A message, that's fine. I love messages. Hatred, not so much. Top Gun is a conservative movie. So is God's Not Dead. But I would never compare.
How the fuck is Top Gun conservative? What the fuck?
Because if
also,
you like the military, you're conservative.
Oh my god. Also, we got Rick R saying, and the Democrats fuck themselves next to the liberals in most occasions. Yeah, pretty much. Anyway, next.
Compare Top Gun to God's Not Dead. Yet, if I broke it down to just a system of binary, left, right, simple, all-encompassing categories, then Top Gun and God's Not Dead are on the same side, because they both offer traditional conservative values. Top Gun, though, is also one of the gayest movies of the 80s, but I don't...
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god.
They take everything as gay. Anytime a dude is like a bro at all, they're just like, oh, they touched each other. Gay.
Yep, gay. Anyway.
I digress. But this is important, We are oversimplifying so much with our media discourse. It's either right or it's left. When we
oh my god, we're simplifying so much. It's talking about the themes, man. Rickard says, how is Top Gun? Okay, he pretty much, yeah. Anyway.
In reality, politics is a spectrum. It's a vast array of ideas and different thoughts. It is not simply one side this, one side that. Films like The Exorcist, despite being conservative, resonate with a general horror audience, regardless of where you are.
Oh my god, listen, Top Gun is a commercial for the Navy. It's conservative. Yeah, but how fucking, like...
Well,
okay.
Only if the liberals see that, like, anything pro-military is then conservative, which, I'll happily take that, but I don't think, like, a more centrist liberal would. I think they'd be like, wait, no, I also support our troops.
Yeah. Anyway. How is Top Gun? Okay, sure, whatever. Anthony Padilla, if he was dropped as a baby. Oh, from Smosh? Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Are on the spectrum, because it tells a human story that's informed by Laddie's political beliefs. But other stories are very left, and they still resonate with a general horror audience. Take, for example, Clive Barker's Cabal, which is adapted in the film Nightbreed. It centers on a society of monsters that break away from the human world to live on their own. I think actually they're pre-human, I think if I'm correctly, but I digress.
Right.
The horror of that film is society. They are a revelation, but...
Yeah, Rick R., good question. Is this coming out of ICE hate? Yeah, probably.
Standard human culture is the problem. And of course, there's also David Cronenberg with a scary mask and a knife. That's also a pretty bad villain. But again, I digress. But even him, he's a symbol of the establishment. He's a therapist. He's meant to put you into a place of normalcy.
Irish Rip says, bro, rocking that 2010 emo cut in 2025. Nah, Irish Rips, this ain't the emo cut. This is just like his messy ass head.
He's the bad guy. That's left. Exorcist right. Both have a place in the world. Right-wing horror tends to end whenever the outsider is taken care of. That exterior threat is gone, well, the fears are over, and we can return to the status quo. Whereas leftist horror never forgets the core terror the story presents. So long as the system in place remains, there will be no peace at all.
Oh, thank fuck, that finally finished it. Yeah, I was pretty much right the first time around. This is a nothing burger fucking video. But it was at least I figured out, like, new fucking dumb shit and believes. He legit thinks fucking... He thinks Velma is a fucking conservative show, and he thinks both the Dems and Republicans are fucking conservatives. Great way to fucking go. And if they're both so conservative, why do they fucking hate each other?
He thinks also if you make a bad movie, then you can't be liberal because liberals can't make bad movies, I guess.
Yeah, yes.
That was the main reason for Velma being conservative. He's like, they would never present their ideas like this. This makes their ideas look stupid. Like, they do that all the time in shows you wouldn't admit.
Yeah. You mean the system that you and most liberals are against when it doesn't suit the individual? Yeah, pretty much, Rick.
Oh my god. Anyway, so we still got some time left. Or do you guys want to end it just right here? Or do you guys want to find a short video real quick to make fun of?
If we have a short one.
Alright, you guys know one? Let me check the
that Collider one I sent you. I know the video is longer, but it's only the beginning segment that I was going to clown on. And because you'll see they have a list of topics on the left side of the screen, and Star Wars is only the first one.
Yeah, Star Wars Last Jedi first teaser trailer released. That one, John.
Yeah.
All right. Let me look it up here.
I need just like a minute break here. Just gotta pee and grab a drink.
All right, John, you do that. Also, Tyranno is live, and fucking what else is it? Tristan is live playing Dragon Age Origins. Anyways, while John's taking a fucking piss and shit, Solar, why don't you tell the chat how your experience with Mass Effect is going? Because I've been getting you into that.
I regret not having explored it earlier.
Yeah.
I just beat Mass Effect 1 last night, and I'm hyped. I really liked it. Sorry, I'm soying over it. But it's like...
No, go ahead, Solar. This is a good game, so you can chill over the good games.
All right. So, yeah, I really like all the galactic civilizations and the humanity and how it... Sorry, I'm a little shy, let's say.
Solar, what? Solar, just fucking speak, man. It's like there's nothing to be shy about.
All right. Also, the fact that I read Revelation before made me appreciate Saren and Anderson and the stuff that was going on, and how Saren got to the Sovereign in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
It was a pretty nice foreshadowing.
Yeah. Yeah, speaking of, so Solar, you're about to start Mass Effect 2, and basically Solar, but before you did, did you watch that gameplay video of Galaxy I sent you?
Yeah, I started watching it.
All right, did you finish all 4 parts yet or no?
I just saw the first part. I'll be watching the second.
All right.
After that, it's gonna be the comic, right?
Yeah, the Incursion comic. Yeah, I'll send you more after that. Anyway, so I finally got that fucking video. John sent me right here. So
Backseat will co-write the story with Backseat penning the script.
Oh, here we go. Hang on. All right, here we go, folks. So this is them talking about the Last Jedi teaser trailer. Here we go.
The duo will take on that project.
Wait. You gotta rewind to before this. This is into the video.
All right. What point, John?
Well, just like pretty much from the beginning, after their little intro. They have like an intro graphic, and then it should be just after that, because the first subject that they have is
Hey everybody, happy Friday, and welcome to Collider Movie Talk, Movie Fans. I'm your host, Nate DeFries, and this is the daily show where we bring you the latest news from the world of movies.
One of these people is Roka on here, guys, so you get to see a slightly less massive Roka.
Plus, give you some insight into what it all means. Haven't been here since TV Talk. All right, joining us this morning and leading the pack is Mark Riley.
Oh my God, Star Wars.
This is back before Grizzy, whenever they weren't afraid to act like this.
Star Wars. Star Wars, who's with me on Star Wars?
Yeah, also here on Star Wars is Josh McCouga.
Hey, Sinead, I was shocked when you said movie talk. Because I hear when your voice said that, I hear TV talk.
I know, it always confuses me.
Threw you off a little bit. We're Star Wars. I know this thing a little.
Because I'm here for my looks, not because I actually know anything about movies.
Little Star Wars, lightsaber Star Wars.
Also here is John Roca.
Star Wars, lightsabers, trailers, posters, red, Star Wars, everything Star Wars. And if you hate the trick, I'm taking it back to your house. All right, we're going to talk about it, though.
All right, guys. He's going to beat you if you don't like the Star Wars teaser trailer.
That is right. The Last Jedi trailer dropped fresh from celebrations. We are all here for a reaction, which you can see now. Watch it after the show, of course. But it is up now. So we're really excited about that. But Sinead, what do we got with this first trailer?
So that very first trailer for Star Wars The Last Jedi hit this morning, fresh off its debut showing at Star Wars Celebration in Orlando. Having taken her first steps into a larger world in Star Wars The Force Awakens, Rey continues her epic journey with Finn, Poe, and Luke Skywalker in the next chapter of the saga.
Rey looks like she's doing the Keanu on the E3 stage where he's doing like the power pose.
Daisy Ridley, Mark Hamill, John Boyega, Adam Driver, Oscar Isaac, Carrie Fisher, Lupita Nyong'o, and Andy Serkis, alongside newcomers Laura Dern and Benicio del Toro. Written and directed by Looper's Ryan Johnson, the film is set to hit theaters on December 15th, 2017. Riley, what did you think of the first trailer for
Infamy?
The Last Jedi?
Now that's a fucking trailer, man.
That's a trailer. 36 times watching that trailer. Wow.
Whoa, Nelly! Anyway.
I'm going there. I'm going there. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for cursing, but that's how excited I am. That trailer knocked my socks off. Because of I know you're scoring me. I love it. Thank you, Josh McDougal. You follow me around in life and I'm like blending into the background.
You
too.
are.
Trust me, I'm a Jedi and I'm blending into the background. Look, that trailer with the last words from Luke Skywalker saying the Jedi must end. That did it for me. This is a different Star Wars movie. That
as a Star Wars fan, I just fucking hate the Jedi apparently.
Line alone told me so much, and we speculated a bit in the reaction video, but there's been rumors of Luke walking away, obviously, from the Jedi Order, becoming somewhat of a gray Jedi, maybe neither light nor dark. That to me is what is interesting when he says the Jedi must end. What does that mean? What does that mean for if we go to the prequels?
What does he mean by this?
The religious order, that is the Jedi, were so caught up that they didn't see the dark side coming, which overtook them. The Republic falls, and then the Empire rises. Then Luke, Josh, you made a great comment during the trailer reaction. Man, Luke's...
I did that?
Yes, you did, my friend. The guy wearing the Fast and Furious 8 hat made a fantastic Star Wars comment.
The only thing that this trailer didn't have was torpedoes on an iceberg with a submarine.
You shut your mouth right now. You're gone too far now. Do not bring up that nonsense with this trailer review. Okay, so what's happening here is that it's a tragic story for Luke Skywalker. Of
course.
Okay? He loses his father to the dark side, redeems it, loses him again. Then he loses Han Solo. He's losing, like, what's going to happen with Leia? You know,
Jedi have to end. He's like, oh, it means all these other things. Everybody go buy your tickets now.
Yeah.
Walks away from the Jedi Order. Hosnia Prime, the seat of the Republic, blown to smithereens. The dark side is leading this new campaign.
They never really addressed that in the movie, so good job on that, trying to hype up that plot point that doesn't exist.
Yeah.
With the First Order. This is a galaxy in chaos. There is darkness, and he's saying the Jedi must end? Yeah. Like, for me, that shocked me because I'm like, wait a minute. Why does the Jedi must end?
He's like, that makes no fucking sense, but I love it.
Yeah.
Disney's still sending my checks.
Because Plagueis and Palpatine were blending in positions of power, you morons. I am the Senate. Yeah. Corporate as fuck studio, definitely funded by you-know-who. Yeah, totally.
Oh, this is the most corporate show. This is why I wanted to bring it up. I'm like, this is what it was like before Grizzy got to them, and they had to start hiding their shilling a little bit.
Yeah, anyway.
Don't we need to rise the Jedi again and take over and defeat evil? No, this trailer is telling you quite the opposite. So it is so fascinating to me. Look at that teaser poster behind
it's so
me.
Fascinating.
That is full of
darkness. It made no sense.
It's
Therefore,
red.
It's fascinating. It's red.
It's red. Red. That's red.
If you look, that lightsaber starts blue and ends red. Okay. She is going to be grappling with the dark side. It is a split thing with Rey.
Yeah, that never happened.
In the mirror one time, and it's like, look, it's you. Nobody knows what the fuck this means, but whatever.
Look at these guys trying to be YouTubers. Yeah, red. That's red.
It's the original. It's red. Look at that. Look at that thing. It's red.
It's red. Yeah.
Luke together. What does that mean? God, there is so much that I love. I don't appreciate the hate,
bro. I love them hyping up all these plot points that never come up in the movie. They're like, they're going to address Hosnian Prime being destroyed. It's going to be a galaxy in chaos. They never even talk about that.
Yeah.
Here's coming right out and telling me this trailer sucked.
It's so easy for them to
hate. I don't get it. I do not.
Here we go.
get why.
Just go ahead and hate. Nobody's listening to you idiots, okay?
Yeah.
Just go ahead and hate.
I immediately tweet out my reaction, and I got at least 20 responses saying, "Oh, that trailer sucked. That trailer sucked." What do you want? What the hell do you want?
A better trailer, yeah.
What do you want? This is what Disney gave us. You can't question it.
He's got such a rat face here.
Yeah. Yeah.
You say that trailer sucks. Fine, that's your opinion. The trailer sucks. Go away. Go home. Okay?
You
Don't come to me
unless you want to praise them.
Yeah.
and say it sucks. Give me reasons why it sucks. Okay? Don't just say it sucks. You suck.
Don't just say it sucks.
Did you give any reasons why it was good, though? Not really. So it's strange double standard.
You suck. I don't like you. You are hateful.
Anyway. Yeah, anyway.
All right? I don't get it. I don't get it. I love Star Wars. I'm wearing a goddamn Star Wars shirt for...
If you love
Why do you
Star
tell me
Wars,
it sucks?
you'd hate it.
Yeah, so if you don't endlessly praise Star Wars, you hate it.
Backseater, it has brand name on it. How can you not like it now? I like Star Wars based on its stories, not because you're wearing a shirt about it.
Yeah, anyway.
I mean, give me some reasons.
Go
behind
tell
it.
other people who care that it sucks. It sucks. We like it. We're always gonna like it. It's effing Star Wars, you dummies.
Yeah,
Roka,
like it. It's Star Wars.
Oh my god, so they're basically just admitting they're consumers, yeah. Oh my god.
This is levels of shillery you just don't see these days. It's
yeah, they're definitely funded by Bob Iger, yeah.
Oh my gosh, I love it how he just spells it out like, we're always gonna like it. It's like you don't even know what's coming in the future. You're like, I don't care, I already like it.
Yeah, John, I was watching a video by this YouTuber, I don't know if you've heard of him, called Just Some Guy. He reacted to this one guy who found a comment where he's like, I don't really care that Rings of Power sucks and it bastardizes like Tolkien's books. I just want more Tolkien stuff, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, as long as there's more of it, that's a good... Would you rather have nothing? Yes.
Ugh. Christ on a bike, man. Anyway.
Oh.
Yeah. Roka, yeah. What do you think, Roka?
I just love the fact that I said I was going to take a bat to people's house. People said, you're going too far.
We're like, calm down, Roka.
Yeah, right, me calm down.
It is too
No,
far.
listen,
You
this
shouldn't
trailer
beat
was
people with a bat because they didn't like a Star Wars teaser trailer.
Yeah, Roka, what the fuck?
Fantastic.
Like, fuck you! I want to see him actually do that now. Like, he goes to someone's house, he's like, I heard you didn't like that trailer, bro. I saw that comment you left on my YouTube video. I'm coming for you!
Yeah.
If you want to hate it, go ahead and hate it. You're right to your opinion, whatever you want to do. But from my opinion, this was exactly what we were waiting for.
Yeah.
Something that was different than Force Awakens. Something, because Force Awakens, JJ did a great job of laying the groundwork of bringing us back into the original trilogy vibe of Star Wars. This puts us back in the Empire Strikes vibe. It's darker, it's more nuanced. The shots, the visual, the art direction is amazing. The samurai stuff is so prevalent there, which was the influence in Akira Kurosawa's films, which were the influence for the first film, for A New Hope. You see that shot from her behind, she almost looks like those old school samurais with the knot on the back of her head when they have the thing.
a ponytail.
Yeah, 3 ponytails, yeah.
Yeah, bun, I guess.
She looks so powerful and commanding a presence. And then we have the
powerful
shot. It looks almost like Karate Kid,
Yeah.
where Miyagi is training Daniel how to do the kicks, the crane kicks, which is so brilliant.
So
you
great.
hear him talking, then you see her using the force with the rocks coming off. All of it great. The shot of Kylo with the blade, like it's almost very reminiscent of Anakin Skywalker in Revenge of the Sith.
Yes.
Like there's so much going on here, and I don't know if I'm crazy, but I heard whispers when she says
Yeah.
light and darkness of other voices. Somebody else who's got way better audio equipment than me can go back and analyze that and see if you hear that too. We see Finn.
Yoda. Come on, say it.
I thought I heard Yoda about when she says light. Yeah,
I'll take that. I was trying to listen.
Do you hear Vader breathing? Yeah, well, in the darkness part,
yeah, Vader was breathing as we were coming up to the shattered.
This character's voice might have been in the trailer. It's like, yeah, they own Star Wars. They can put whatever character voices they want in there. Doesn't make the movie any better. Like, what are you
Literally,
getting excited for? Guys, Star Wars has Darth Vader in it. Whoa!
Wow, Nelly!
Helmet of Kylo Ren. There's a
Burning,
little
shattered helmet,
little tiny breathing of Vader, which I love. Josh
And when
Makuga,
you
come on.
see him staring, when you
They
see
put
Kylo
Vader
Ren
breathing
staring
in it, I
down
love
his lightsaber, he doesn't have a mask.
Yeah.
So his mask is gone at that point.
Yeah.
I think my favorite part of this trailer, and you know, you touched on it, is that with being a Jedi, everything that follows you is tragedy.
Yeah,
right? Everybody's trying to take you out.
yeah.
So the people in your life are all at risk. It's like being in the witness protection program. It's like being in the mob. It's like anything. You chose this lifestyle chose you, and you have to follow it. And that's why I think he says the Jedi have to end.
Yeah.
But that's definitely the
it's
beginning
like
of the
witness
movie.
protection
And that's
program.
Rey in there teaching him.
Interesting take.
Convincing him to teach her to really go back and fight because maybe he finds out that Han Solo died.
Well,
Maybe
no.
Rey tells him.
Well, the Knights of Ren stuff too, which
Yes.
were touched on in Force Awakens.
Well,
how much of
obviously
that does that
finds that
affect
out.
Luke, so
That'd be
that
a
Luke
pretty
does not
dick move
just
by
wants
her.
to end the whole thing
Right.
because
Well,
he
that's-
can't handle the weight of it.
Yeah, and that's a good point because you bring up the Knights of Ren, and we go back. We go back to that force back that Rey had
You're hyping up the
when
Knights
she
of
touched
Ren
life.
story that totally happened in the movie, guys.
Yeah, totally, guys. Yeah. Anyway.
From Force Awakens, and we see Luke and R2 and Luke crumbling to his knees in front of a Jedi temple burning to the ground.
Yes.
Next shot, Captain Phasma with some First Order troopers. Maybe that's what happened. Maybe Kylo Ren turns to the dark side. He, he gets the First Order with him. He gets Captain Phasma some troopers, and he just takes a lightsaber and a flamethrower to the Jedi temple.
Is that Phasma? I thought that was Kylo, and Kylo would know where he is because remember they went
I
around
got
like in that
Starbucks
book.
and my apple here.
Yeah.
It was
Can I
shiny
be
though,
any
wasn't
more
it?
of a
Yeah,
Jedi?
I thought that was
Kylo
Captain
I
Phasma
don't know.
walking out.
Yeah, you're true.
So
you
it
might
could
be
be
right.
either.
Who knows?
And I do this trailer is a harken back, man.
Yeah.
I mean, this is original stuff. If you're doing a greatest hits album,
Original
that's
stuff.
Yeah, great stuff, guys. Yeah.
The poster,
Like
the poster, yeah, the
two
poster's great. Got
characters.
70s and 80s.
It's like poetry and rhymes. Yeah.
Very evocative
Awesome.
of that. I love the fact that it starts out blue and goes red. I love the fact that Kylo is below Luke because he's coming into his power. Luke has already embraced fully his power. And I like that we left off with Luke, yes, in Force Awakens at the end, yes.
Sure.
But the Luke we
Grogu
know
with the
is the original
20-year-old
trilogy.
haircut,
Luke
by
who
the
closed
way.
the book
He's
on
like-
everything.
Yeah.
Spike it up
His
and look
dad,
like a
a
cool
happier
kid.
Luke.
He's like
That is
Yeah.
not what we see here, and that's what's so powerful about this poster.
And that's why that last line that he speaks is a gut punch.
Yeah.
It really is. If you're a Star Wars fan, if you are a fan of the lore, the myth, the story, that got me. That got me, and that's what I love
Naming
about
random
this.
nouns.
You know,
It's like
it started
the
with
Yeah, what
the
story
first
do you
poster of
know,
Force
fucking
Awakens,
red shirt,
one
man?
of the main posters is that the dual lightsabers, Rey and Kylo Ren, Boyega, was holding the lightsaber.
Finn.
Kylo Ren's lightsaber.
Even
kind
I
of
know the
splitting
character's
two,
name. You're
light
supposed
and
to
dark.
chill.
We're getting another here.
Big
We're-
shill.
so that is our story. And I couldn't be more happy. And I'm seeing reactions here. We're going to see a deeper meaning of any Star Wars movie. We're
Deeper
gonna
meaning,
really
sure,
explore
bro.
the myth
If
of
you're,
the
if you're happy
Jedi
about
because
it,
he goes and
and
he
you
finds
hated the
some.
prequels when they came out. Fuck off.
Yes. How much you want to
Gonna
bet
be
this guy
deeper
hated?
than that.
How much you guys want to bet this guy hated the prequels?
Books
Look at how
from the
hard
Jedi
he's chilling for Disney. Of course he did.
Yeah.
order. It looks like these books are stationed on a force tree.
Yeah.
That's just my thinking.
Force tree?
Because the force
What the
trees
fuck
were
is a force
introduced.
tree? Do you
I
water it
don't
with
fucking
force?
know. That shit sure as shit don't exist.
I'm gonna water it with some force now to make my force tree.
Yeah.
Some of the canon offshoot comic books. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's the first Jedi temple that we've heard maybe Luke is searching for. So I love that we're going to just go right into it. Is it the Journal of the Wills? Maybe we'll see the Journal of the Wills for the very first time.
It's the Pacino in Godfather 3. Just thought it was out. They pulled me back.
Let's hope it's not
That's what's happening.
quality
Yeah.
of Godfather 3, but I appreciate the reference nonetheless.
saying.
I'm going to go over to the table.
Yeah.
Sinead, Wendy, what did you guys think of this trailer?
Well, I really like it.
Star
And
Wars.
you have to
Yeah, I really like Star Wars, yeah.
remember that it's April. Like, this movie doesn't come out till Christmas.
Ah, that's
It's a
a bummer
long
part
way
of it.
away. So if
Wah,
you're
wah.
expecting them to tell you every single thing that you would expect from a first trailer, you shouldn't have, because this is more like a teaser trailer, which I
like
feel
it,
like people
though,
are getting
that's
upset
fine.
about
You can
because they're
think
like,
whatever you
okay,
want.
great. But
Yeah.
what I really liked about it is from the second it starts, I felt like it was a different movie, and that was really cool.
Well,
and
it was a
the-
different movie, you dumbass.
Oh my god.
Every new movie is a different movie. It's like, I'm glad they weren't just replaying an old movie. I'm glad they're releasing a new one. That's
Yeah.
a big plus. Good job, Disney.
Deeper meaning of the bombs of the barrel Ryan was putting his head in. Yeah, pretty much.
I feel like there's a couple really awesome things right now. We're in like the age of Star Wars, and
No, that was about like fucking 10 years ago from when this happened.
I just became obsessed with Star Wars,
was
like
the first
a year
age of Star Wars. That's when it exploded in popularity.
Yeah.
ago, thanks to all of these nerdos. But I'm so free.
Speaking of Star Wars in the 80s, Solar, John and I were planning on making a series where we review Star Wars comics. You up for that?
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, brother. Anyway.
Freaking obsessed, and I feel like
And I got
haven't
your
had
little son a little Star Wars hoodie for his birthday.
You did.
Yeah.
Oh,
You
she
did.
has a son. I'm not sure if I should be happy or sad for her. Anyway.
Harrison has way cooler Star Wars clothes than I do. Thank you. But
Mainly 'cause I'm a
I was gonna
Yeah.
say I feel like I haven't had to wait very long for more Star Wars, which
Yeah.
for me I'm so happy about. Coming
Which
off
is good
of
because my
Rogue
attention
One.
span is really tiny, and I can't possibly wait 2 years or 3 years in between movies. I have to have all the time.
More, yeah.
Which I freaking loved. Saw it multiple times in theaters.
Yeah, Sinead.
Yeah,
That's
and
my
I-
favorite Star Wars
girl.
movie.
I know. I saw
Yeah.
Rogue
multiple
Really?
times. I loved it so much. There were times where I thought I loved it more than The Force Awakens. Not gonna lie. And coming off
Wow.
of that and not
So
even
those are
having
your
to
two
wait that long
favorites,
before
then.
getting this.
Yeah, pretty much.
I just feel like we're in such an awesome, magical time of Star Wars, and it's
That was
incredible and
2005, bitch.
Yeah, bitch. Yep.
No, but there's new things coming out more often now, so it's better because Disney.
If you put aside everything that you were hoping to see from a first trailer and just accept what is, the shots are beautiful.
That's the ultimate show mentality. Put aside everything that you possibly wanted and just accept what is.
Yeah. Why is this woman talking? I don't fucking know.
She even said she wasn't even a fucking fan. They're just like, oh, you're an attractive woman. Here, talk.
So different, like, you know. Well, yeah.
And, like the colors.
Biggest dumbass anus.
Oh, the colors!
Everything about it is really like captivating and intriguing. There is a lot of action in this short teaser
Like,
trailer.
how do these
and I
guys,
feel like
anybody
it's
who knows anything like relatively little about Star Wars, how do they keep a straight face listening to this analysis? They have-
I don't know,
Wow,
man.
Colors, huh? Good job.
Yeah,
Yep,
colors.
That's it.
Is there a rest stop between now and the point? we gotta get Rick R and Irish Whips on the show, man.
But Rick, that's the scary part. This is her point.
I want to kill myself. Oh my god, fucking Irish Whips, man. We gotta get him on the fucking Discord server. Hang on.
I've been on
Hold
shows
up.
with him.
Wait, you've
He's had
done
me on
shows
his-
with him,
he's had
John?
me on his wrestling show.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Oh, there you go. There you go, Irish Whips. There you go. There's the link to the Discord. There you go, Rick, too. Anyway.
going to be like that war type vibe, which I got from
War.
Rogue One, which
No
I
shit. It's called Star
Star
Wars,
Wars.
lady. Lady fucking Christ.
loved, and it kind of grounds it a little bit more for someone who doesn't totally understand everything just yet. I feel like this is the time for people
Yeah,
who are
'cause you're
not
gonna
on the Star
study
Wars.
it. You're totally
Yeah.
not just grifting off of it while you're taking care of your son.
Yeah.
Wars bandwagon to get the hell on, because this is a good time. I feel like people can understand it. I don't know. I just loved everything about it, and I
Because there's
cannot
new stuff
wait.
coming out, you can understand it better. I feel like whenever there's nothing coming out, it's easier to gain an understanding because you can just catch up.
Yeah.
It's kind of
Pretty
a
much.
bad time because then you got to keep up with all the new
Oh
shit.
man, Irish Whips doesn't use Discord. Irish Whips, that is lame and gay. I'm sorry, it's true. All the cool people use
He
Discord.
uses
Yeah.
Instagram, I know.
Yeah.
Wendy.
Sinead, I loved everything you said. From this is like
Oh,
a
is
good
this
Even though
bitch.
I've already forgotten about all of it.
time to be a Star Wars fan.
Oh, but look, guys, she has a fucking Mythosaur skull emblem. That means she's a real fan right there.
Oh, this
Anyway.
isn't her studio. This is their corporate studio.
Yeah, exactly.
Look, there's
yeah.
Ken Knapsack behind her from I forget what modern podcast he's on.
I don't know.
It's like
Or
Force
News-
Center or something, maybe. Anyways.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Star Wars. This trailer, it's a teaser, so I think some people are so excited about the fact that they're about to see the Last Jedi trailer that they're forgetting that it's a teaser. And for what a teaser, it's a long teaser, actually, 2 minutes and 13 seconds. For what
Yeah,
it
it's a
was,
fucking
it was
trailer.
great.
They're
It
2
got me
minutes
really
long.
excited. It got me to
Yeah,
want to see
straight
more
up.
trailers coming out, which I believe, what a teaser trailer is supposed to do. I like that they tease
Well, it's
every
supposed to
single
make you
character that
excited
we
for the
saw
movie, not for more
from The
trailers,
Force
actually.
Awakens. Even Phasma,
Yeah.
she didn't do really anything in The Force Awakens. I'm hoping to see more from
Oh,
her. So
she
it's,
let it
it's
slip a little bit. She's like, oh, Phasma didn't do shit, but I'm hoping she does more in this one now.
Yeah, that'll totally help. Yeah.
just like a nice little reminder review of what The Force Awakens was, and it shows us that yes, it's your questions are going to be answered. What's Luke going to say? What's going to happen? We see Rey on that island right off the bat. Questions answered. Okay. And of course, there's a lot more theories now. We're hearing Leia's, when we see Leia, the back of her head, we're hearing Rey's theme. I know Riley's kind of going crazy about that. We're seeing Kylo Ren's mask destroyed on the floor.
crazy for
What does it
Rey's
all of it
theme.
mean? What does that poster mean? You know, like, it's just time to be really excited. And that's why we all collectively liked it so much.
Time to be
because
excited, everybody.
Yeah.
Get
we're
excited.
Fans of
Get
the franchise.
excited or die.
We're
Yeah.
excited about it.
Absolutely.
This
and
whole thing is a
Because
war.
we're paid.
It is.
Mentally, physically, everything.
So I went and,
This whole thing's
watched the
It's
panel.
mentally and physically a war. What the fuck?
War with the haters, Backseater. You gotta fight those haters.
Tell 'em to get
Melissa,
hyped. Melissa says, I said out loud, an untrained girl beat the greatest Jedi ever with a stick. I call bullshit. They hated me in that theater, Lamau. Oh my god. I'd love to be on, but I appreciate the invite. Maybe another time. Alright, see ya, Irish Whips. Sweet black fucking salmon. If I knew it would be, if I knew I'd be tortured by these women speaking, I would have chosen to be deaf.
This is the levels of shillery we're at in 2018
Or Rick R.
2017.
Panel when Ryan Johnson came out and took notes, and he specifically said, you know, the galaxy is in chaos. The seat of the Republic has been blown up by the First Order.
Right.
He said, sure, they lost Starkiller Base, but they also took out the seat of the Republic.
I like
so
how
the
Ryan
galaxy
Johnson
is in
says all this
chaos.
shit, and he never even puts it in his movie.
Yeah.
It's all about the Republic, guys, and the seat of chaos. It's like your entire movie was fucking space race.
Yes.
Yes.
The leadership is probably going splintering in all different directions. That's why I got a space battle. I see, you know, for Resistance.
Hang on, Melissa also says, Zelda asked, I don't know who Zelda is. Sorry, Melissa. Zelda asked me, did he use the Force to grab the broom? I said, yeah, he did. Now everyone can use the Force. No training required. Such ass. Yeah, pretty much.
It's taking
Also,
on First
it's
Order.
not like ever genetic, just everybody has it.
Yeah.
What does that mean? You know, why does Kylo Ren, you mentioned it, Wendy, why does Kylo Ren's mask on the ground shattered to pieces? Where is Rey's place in this? Where is Luke's place in this? And I love that they're teasing with music. Music is such an integral part
They're
of this
using
series.
music, guys. It's
great. The music, man.
We're
They used
seeing
music
little-
in a trailer. It's revolutionary.
Wow, never seen that before.
Hints at that. Rey's theme plays as we see Leia overlooking a battle schematic.
Well, that doesn't
So
make
I'm
any
getting
fucking
shades
sense. I don't
of
think
not
they're
only
Leia's
Return of the Jedi with the battle sequences. I'm seeing Hoth
Yeah,
battle
sure,
with the
Rick,
AT-ATs and
are,
that
yeah.
cool shot of them skimming across sand.
Hang on. I just asked John for my Instagram, or he could send me a link, but I'm in bed right now. All right, see ya, Irish Whips. Anyway, I'm having fun in chat. Yep, I can see. Anyway.
And then bringing the red stuff.
I love that so
I know.
much.
Yeah,
That
Josh
red
kept going
stuff.
back to
What's
that.
the
and I
red
was like,
stuff?
and I love it. I love
want
it.
that.
You know,
Dog, yeah.
and any good Star Wars movie is going to intercut between battles and Jedi stuff, and I already see that in this trailer. So they're really teasing a lot without showing us much.
Also, something that's really that's kind of subtle, but you catch is that
Roka.
they're dealing with higher end stuff now. It looks in terms of their equipment, like they
Oh.
were in a dungeon or in a in a cave with this green stuff. Now they're in a higher end, looks like a place and ship, and everywhere like where Poe is running, like everything is a little more higher end in terms of
Jedi
technology,
stuff,
in terms
yeah,
of the
pretty
look of it.
much.
Like, it's very evocative of the original trilogy.
so
too, 'cause
weird
it's
seeing
that white
Roka
and blue of
so
R2-D2.
thin, man.
It's got that whole vibe.
The old
to it, which I
Republic,
really,
yeah,
really
the old
enjoy.
Republic
Just letting you know
trailers
they're
are
growing in power
fire,
to go
bro.
against the
Keep
first
fire,
order. So
bro.
there's more
So
thing
they
you're
actually
talking about, Josh,
are.
is absolutely. Well, it's a build up, and at the end they're going to have the confrontation, obviously in the
Yeah,
third
they're
film.
gonna have a
But the
fight.
build up is there, and so
Amazing.
something's going to happen that's really, really devastating in this
will
movie, I think. And from the panel, I don't know how much we're going to talk about the panel, Mark, is that Boyega said Finn ain't messing around in this movie. And that's a really powerful line for him to say. And of course, Daisy had great things to say about Ray as well. And we're going to see how that plays out for this film. I'm just super excited about the stuff that we were able to see. And I wouldn't be surprised if there's a second teaser trailer that's done from the dark side, where we see Snoke training Kylo and see that kind of thing to kind of balance it out, where people are complaining that we didn't see enough Snoke. That's certainly possible.
That's a great point, Roka. I think that can happen.
They're all hyping up Snoke because they don't know what's coming. It's so funny because they hype up all these things, and then the movie literally does none of them, and then they're like, "Oh, but it was great anyway. Whatever."
Oh well, yeah.
And along with this panel, just real quick, we got confirmation of Kelly Marie Tran's character. She's Rose. She's part of the Resistance. She's a maintenance worker.
Yeah.
Mark Hamill, who is a national treasure. This guy, Mark Hamill, comes out and is just like, "Oh, I have selective memory, so I don't remember what I had for breakfast." And Kathleen Kennedy goes, "Well, I'll tell you. Luke plays an integral part, is the main character in this movie, which I found exciting. The trailer shows it. It goes right. Luke speaks. The first thing you hear is Luke speaking. So they're going right at it, which I love. Ryan Johnson, all the things he said. It was a fantastic panel. It gave you a lot. The trailer then finished it off. The poster.
And how about the coolness of Ryan Johnson going up to the line?
I've never heard any of these people ever go.
All of you in the middle of the night last night, because everybody was waiting to get into that panel, and he was like, "I'm going to treat these people." And I mean, just a cool dude.
He's
not anymore.
He knows his place. He's excited. He's going out to the fans. I saw a number of signatures of his on all sorts of Star Wars paraphernalia. It must be exciting to be there. I'm now very jealous I'm not there.
This was the first time I was down.
I was, I saw the Facebook Live. And go ahead and follow everybody over there in celebrations. Obviously, Christian Harloff is kind of leading the charge. They're doing Facebook Live updates, and it looks like it's just a blast. That you guys are having a blast. And just in this, a lot of people in the chat are saying they heard Yoda and Obi-Wan.
Yep. No surprise.
Maybe that's what you're hearing. I haven't heard it yet. I'm gonna, of course, because I'm gonna go in and watch this. That's my excitement level. I know I told the haters to go suck it, but you know what? It's my excitement. I'm not gonna. I love Star Wars.
Do not back down, Mark.
I'm not backing down. I'm telling you, I love it, and I don't care.
It's all about family. Fast date. Wait,
No. But go watch it again. Enjoy it. If you think it sucks, tell me why. Give me reasons why.
Live my life for a quarter space mile at a time.
We could do the whole show on this Star Wars trailer.
We really could.
Do you want to, or what?
I don't know. We kind of have some other things to talk about, because some other news broke today, which is also from my childhood, coming back in action with one of my favorite upcoming directors. Sinead, who is it? What's going on?
Deadline is
that was it for Star
Pictures
Wars.
has set.
All right,
Christ. That was the pre-Grizzy state of chivalry, where they just came in and said, Star Wars, Star Wars, Star Wars, Star Wars, Star Wars, Star Wars. It showed colors. It had Star Wars characters. Haters can suck it. I'll take a bat to your house.
Yeah. Fucking Ant, when I told Ant to fucking watch Melvin and all the rest, he fucking pulled up like a bunch of Disney shills at a fucking Disney Con. It was like, see, this is what a Star Wars fan ought to look like here. And it was like basically like these people, but times 10.
It's Star Wars, we love it. We're always going to love it. It's like, so you just don't care about the story at all. You just care about it has brand name on it that I can grift views off of.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh my god, that sucked. Anyways, well, we have a little more time here, so let's get this anyway. So John, I already read this article for you, but I want to get Solar's reaction. So this might as well be a good.
We're doing off stream
this
yesterday.
is what we did. Yeah, this is what we did off stream yesterday. So Solar, this is mainly going to be your reaction here. So basically, I had John, Briscoe, Jacob, and Evan basically react to this essay I found written by this guy who I used to follow, but then eventually he got like some TDS and I just couldn't follow him anymore. Now he does have some good takes. I will give him that. He actually defended Starkiller when everyone was crying like, "Oh my God, he's too overpowered. You can't possibly fucking he can't be canon and stuff." So at least points there.
Starkiller base.
No, Galen Merrick, yeah. So Solar, here we go. Yellow this. So, and John, feel free to chime in with the points you already made. Anyway, So he wrote this article around the time Disney bought Star Wars. So it says, should the Star Wars EU be rebooted? So I think we can safely say in hindsight that it shouldn't have. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, so here we go. Every generation has a legend. Every journey has a first step. Every saga has a beginning. These words were accompanied to the Star Wars The Phantom Menace teaser trailer. To me, they were beginning of a new phase of the Star Wars EU. Years before George Lucas decided to make his trilogy of prequels, the Star Wars saga had been continuing across multiple media with fairly tight continuity, yet the above words can very easily have something added to them that no one wants to face. Every saga has an end. This is a curious statement since we're just about ready to begin a new stage in the EU. With Disney's purchase of the Star Wars franchise, it's entirely possible for another generation of new stories about our heroes to be created. However, these stories will inevitably contradict and conflict with the already expansive number of stories having been written about the OT's heroes. For those unfamiliar with the Star Wars EU, it more or less chronicles the next 150 years after Return of the Jedi. Well, that and a few 100,000 before. Oh, hang on, guys. I'll get that later. We see Luke, Han, and Leia all have children. We watch these children grow up. We watch these children become heroes in their own right. Hell, we even watch these children die. And then we also get some backhanded EU slander when he says, this is Han Solo's daughter, Jaina. She eventually becomes Empress, I kid you not. Oh, and she kills her brother. So there you go. So, Solar, real quick, what do you think of this? Oh, we lost Solar. Oh, shit.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. That's not good. Well, anyways, John, while Solar tries to come back, John, what do you think? What were your thoughts of this article? Oh, he's back. So, anyways, John, what were your thoughts on this article initially when you read it?
Since we hadn't, we didn't record last reaction, so I may as well just give him here. Basically, like, yeah, he seems to be constantly kind of like, basically saying it's okay to do whatever. He's just kind of like, oh, well, you know, they should reboot it because they shouldn't have to do all this research. They shouldn't have to do all this adherence to continuity. And basically the point we're making is like, well, then continuity doesn't even fucking matter, and there's no reason to get invested in it because it's probably just going to be erased in a few years when it gets too bogged down again.
Yeah, it's like I told Cow and DJ, it's fucking pointless like making new continuities because it's going to build up inevitably in the new one eventually. So yeah, all right, see ya, Irish Whips. And yeah, also, yeah, so no one has written the death of Han, Luke, and Leia. George Lucas wisely realized there was plenty of marketing potential in them decades after their last movie. Still, we have a rough idea how their lives go until the characters are in their 80s. Likewise, we know they're not around a century and a half after the Emperor's death. That would be silly. Silly like a hut with a beard. So yeah, more EU slander because, oh, Jabba's dad had a beard. And he teamed up with Trioculus, who's a dude with 3 eyes.
And those collider cucks is why I had a bad image of the EU for a long time, because like the supposed Star Wars experts on their panel would always be like, oh, the EU, it has all these stupid tropes of, oh, it's got Luke, it's got Chewie was killed when he was yelling at a moon or something. It's like they just framed everything into sound stupid. And so it was like basically actively discouraging you. And then they would, vehemently discuss every Disney Star Wars book. They'd be like, oh, it was really interesting whenever Leia's lesbian bodyguard came out as lesbian.
Yeah. Anyways, so our heroes served as somewhat dubious guardians of the galaxy. After defeating the Empire, they had to overcome an extragalactic invasion, which killed a third of the galaxy. Then the Sith took over the galaxy again, led by Han Solo and Princess Leia's son. Then the Sith took over the galaxy again with the help of Star Wars Cthulhu. Then the Sith took over the galaxy a third time before Luke's drug-addicted great-great-grandson saved the universe because no one outside the Holy Bloodline could. Still, the galaxy was still standing after our heroes were done with it, so that's something. Han, Luke, and Leia's legacy may be a wrecked galaxy and quite a few dead loved ones, but they powered through. They defeated brainwashed pigmen, powered battle moons, and starfires capable of blowing up suns, and a race of eel-wielding pain worshippers. But you can't tell, but this is supposed to be an image of the Toph here. But don't forget the Green Pirate people. They were a major threat to the galaxy. Solar, connect your devices. Your devices aren't connected.
Yeah,
Anyway.
Solar.
Anyways, so yeah, more fucking EU slander here. That's not to say I haven't gotten an immense amount of enjoyment out of the Star Wars EU. I own literally over 100 novels and at least as many comics. I know more about the Star Wars history than I know about real life history, and I have a master's degree in the latter. The Star Wars EU is my childhood, basically, and quite a bit of my teenage years. I love it more than anyone else on Earth. However, there's a time for every story to wrap itself up. As Semisonic says in closing time, open all the doors and let you out into the world. Closing time, turn all the lights on over every boy and every girl. At what point have we told enough stories that the EU has become full? You could tell an infinite number of stories in the galaxy far, far away, but if all the characters have every day of their lives filled in, it becomes a bit pointless. So, Solar, what are your thoughts on the article I've read so far?
Heresy.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, like Solar, Solar. Solar? What do you think about this? It's like it becomes a bit pointless after you filled in the lives of every single character. What do you say to that, Solar?
If what he says is true, then he should at least explore the other characters because there's plenty.
Yeah, or hell, make new characters to keep it going. Yeah. So what am I suggesting? I'm saying it may be time to start Star Wars EU 2.0, a clean slate with the exception of the movies and some select ongoing piece of the EU, like the Old Republic MMO, fucking TCW, and so on. Everything else will be regulated to the Star Wars EU 1.0. It won't become discontinuity, just the continuity of an alternate universe, like Star Trek: The Next Generation. It exists in its old universe. J.J. Abrams knew the majority of moviegoers recognized Trek for Kirk and Spock, with the same applying to Han, Luke, and Leia. And John, as our only Trekkie on the show, what do you say to that?
Well, yeah, J.J. Abrams did a pretty clear reboot. It was very much not in the spirit of the original, and there's a reason that it fizzled out pretty damn fast.
Yeah.
And the TV shows continue with the Next Generation continuity. For several shows, a couple of them in the 90s, and then even a couple of the fucking Kurtzman Trek ones go on with that. So it's not really emblematic at all of, basically like it's a bad example because the reboot universe fizzled out and now the original has continued on.
Yeah.
So it basically showed it as a massive failure.
Yeah. Wouldn't it be interesting to follow the characters again on a new road? Yeah, Solar, do you think it'd be interesting to follow the characters on new adventures?
Like what Disney did or what the EU did?
Like what Disney is doing.
Oh, it's so great, man. Peak Star Wars.
Yeah, pretty much. Do we really want to follow 70-plus-year-old Han? Really, Harrison Ford and Han need to understand it's time to let go. For me, I think giving a definitive ending to the original EU and starting over in a new universe is the best solution to the question of where to go with the setting. Unlike Superman, The Flash, and Batman, our heroes would have a chance to retire with dignity. Better still, we will regain a sense of surprise and suspense about what's going to happen with our characters. Han, Luke, and Leia are eternal, but their individual incarnations may follow any number of different roads. Yeah, so he also contradicts himself in this last paragraph where he says, unlike Superman, Flash, and Batman, our heroes have a chance to retire with dignity, as in, like, we're going to stop using Han, Luke, Leia, and all the rest. But he literally just said that, hey, we get to follow Han, Luke, and Leia on completely new adventures now, which is exactly what DC does with Superman, Flash, and Batman and the rest. You fucking idiot.
Yeah, what if you're gonna move on to new characters anyway, then why the fuck do you need to reset the main characters? Why can't you just move on to the new ones? Because your whole reason for erasing the old ones was because, their lives are so played out. It's like, well, if you're not even going to use those characters, what the fuck does it matter if their lives are played out?
Yeah. And then, in conclusion, I'm not afraid of a reboot. I welcome it. I'm afraid instead of trying to plow forward well after the time, new ideas should have been given a fresh canvas. That's my 2 cents. Solar, what are your thoughts overall on his 2 cents?
They're worthless.
Yes.
As much as the people that said George Lucas raped my childhood.
Yeah, probably most useless 2 cents in all of the world. And as if that wasn't enough, he also wrote a whole new fucking he also wrote an entirely new he also wrote this post that John also read. So John, you can feel free to pitch in again, but Solar, again, this is mainly your reaction here. So this is from a defunct website he made right here called 1138. And this article is called Continuity versus Accessibility, the Struggle of Star Wars Writers. Now, Solar, do you think that Star Wars writers have ever really had this struggle of continuity versus accessibility?
I mean, in terms of continuity, not really.
Yeah.
In terms of accessibility, maybe a little bit. At least in my case, when I was growing up, I never saw any Star Wars book or comic in stores.
Right.
So that might be an issue, but that's no excuse.
He's basically saying that continuity and accessibility are opposed here. That's why it's, verses and whatnot. Do you think that, like, they're opposed, Solar?
Oh, no.
No, I don't think so either. But anyway.
Like KOTOR is way more accessible, and it maintains continuity with Tales of the Jedi.
Yeah, anyway, so assume you're same guy here. Assume you're a Star Wars fan. It should be easy not okay, I'm skipping all this fluff here, but it's like blah 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 blah. So you watch the movies, but you haven't read any of the books or comics and you want to get into. So Star has been super popular since 1977, so of course it has tons of fucking novels. But you're open to trying new things, and you see a copy of a book called Crucible. The cover contains an image of Han, Luke, and Leia, somewhat older, but still recognizable. You pick up the book, and you start flipping through it. Who's Ben Skywalker? Who's Vistara Kai? Lando is married? The Sith are back? What's a Mortis? Crucible is actually one of the more accessible books because it stars the big 3 of Star Wars. When you compare Crucible to Crosscurrent, Crosscurrent stars Jaden Core, a Jedi Knight who's going to be completely unfamiliar to anyone who hasn't played the 2003 PC game, Star Wars Jedi Knight Jedi Academy. The title should tell you that it's a spin-off of a spin-off, so that will make this novel a spin-off of a spin-off of a spin-off. The character in the book doesn't even resemble the majority of Jaden Cores out there, since you could create your character model. Crosscurrent, furthermore, depends on knowledge of other expanded universe concepts like the Great Hyperspace War and Grand Admiral Thrawn's cloning experiments. It's a book written for an audience intimately familiar with the expanded universe and is probably incomprehensible to outsiders. Since Timothy Zahn wrote Heir to the Empire in 1991, there has been a steady stream of Star Wars novels continuing the series, originally subtitled The Adventures of Luke Skywalker. Star Wars is one of the most successful movie franchises of all time, so this makes sense. There's an immense audience for people who want to read about the continuing adventures of our heroes. But the thing is, the EU has gone well beyond that. As of 2013, so yeah, the article is a bit out of date here, as you can see when it was posted, but anyway. There are well over 100 published novels continuing the adventures of the movie's heroes, as well as a bunch of original characters. One of my favorite characters is Galen Merrick, aka Starkiller. Movie fans have never heard of him, but as the star of the Force Unleashed video games, he's actually better known than most EU characters. Yeah, how do you explain who Galen Merrick is to outsiders? Well, in my case, I explain he's Darth Vader's Sith apprentice who rebelled against him. One sentence, boom. This, however, highlights the problem of the Star Wars EU. The reason you can explain Starkiller so easily is because of his relationship to an already famous movie character. It's the same form of shorthand fans employ to explain Mara Jade, Jason Solo, Anakin Solo, and Jaina Solo. Without these identifiers, a lot of people would just go, huh? So, Solar, do you agree with that? That, like, hey, the further you stray away from the main cast, the harder it is to describe characters and plots that concern them, like the cast of the movies.
I mean, if you stray from the main cast that everyone's gonna know, then it's gonna require a bit more explanation. But other than that, as soon as you stick to the basics, it shouldn't be too bad.
Yeah, John, what do you think?
Well, basically, like he's like picking the easiest possible description. I'm sure you could explain those characters without bringing up the other characters, but what the like they're part of a franchise. Obviously, they're going to have some relation to something that you know. You know, you could also have very simple explanations for Luke in the original movie. You'd be like, "Oh, he's like a country bumpkin on a desert planet." It's like,
Right.
oh, well, that's very easy to explain. Does that make it bad? No, it's just a simple description. You can do more complicated descriptions if you want, and you don't only have to bring up their relation to existing characters, but there's nothing wrong with them having a relation to existing characters. Like, I don't know why that's proposed as a problem here. Like, oh, he's Luke's son? That's the only reason that you know him? It's like, well, no, you could say he's a Jedi and, you know, all these things, but... obviously, it's easier for a normie to understand based on the movie's characters that they've seen. So
yeah, because keep in mind, Dad Cedar, he has only seen A New Hope, so you really have to do this with him. But I'm sure people who've seen all 6. Anyway.
Like, why does the description have to be complicated for it to be a good character, or like,
or bad for it to be a bad character? Why does it have to be complicated to be a bad character? He's saying like, hey, the simpler the explanation is, the better, or something.
Like, I just thought of some examples. The main cast from Tales of the Jedi, like Uli Keldroma, Nomison Rider, and Exar Kun. Like, what is like the simplest part to explain it without?
First of all, I'd say it's nearly like 5,000 years before the movies, and their characters are this. Like, Ulick is a troubled but well-meaning Jedi. Nomi's like the wife of a Jedi who wants to like be a Jedi herself because of XYZ, blah 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 blah. Basically, that's
exactly
just how I go.
Exactly.
Yeah. Anyway. The law of diminishing returns means that Star Wars fandom gets progressively smaller the further one goes into the EU. It also becomes more... What?
Drain the swamp.
Yeah, drain the swamp.
It's not a bad thing.
Yeah. It also becomes more difficult for individuals to jump on the EU train. Shatterpoint, starring Samuel L. Jackson's character Mace Windu, had somewhat disappointing sales. I don't know how true this is, but whatever. This is despite the fact it was built around a character played by a recognizable actor and one who played a prominent role in the movies. Fans simply weren't attached to the character of Mace Windu enough to want to buy the book like they would one starring Anakin Skywalker or Luke. So, Solar, would you agree with that statement that fans won't buy books because they're not attached to certain characters, like the main movie cast?
Nah.
Why not?
Because, I mean, thinking about it, maybe they're gonna bite a little bit less, but still, it should be it would be some sort of. Sorry, I'm a little bit
tongue-tied.
Yeah, that's the term.
Yeah,
I mean, you might sell a little bit less in the short term, but you're going to establish new branches to your universe. So I think overall it strengthens it.
Yeah,
you can't
pretty
just
much.
milk the OC characters forever. Like
OT, yeah.
Thanks, John.
Yeah. All right. So if you're one of the lucky few to be a Star Wars author, this can be intimidating as it means you're stuck trying to satisfy two masters. Existing fans want to see the continuation of the adventures they've dedicated a considerable amount of time and money to following. A fan might not have every Star Wars book ever written, but I might not have read every Star Wars book ever written, but diehard readers know not only the Solo Skywalker clan, but Dash Rendar, Corran Horn, Kip Duran, and possibly what the hell a Hujib is. These sorts of fans don't just want to read about the next time Han, Luke, and Leia go to Tatooine. They want a sense of progression as well as new material. In the modern EU, that means we followed Han and Leia marrying, having kids, plus becoming grandparents. They like being reminded of the time the couple visited the planet Dathomir or fought the three-eyed tyrant Trioculus. It adds the illusion the heroes are real people. The downside is, however, the possibility of what TVTropes.org calls continuity lockout. Basically, things have become so complex they're now impossible for newcomers to follow. As mentioned in Crucible, the Sith are back and there's substantial changes to our heroes. After all, they're past their 60s and have dozens of new adventures under their belt. New fans are probably not going to want to buy 50 or 60 books just to understand the latest release already on the shelves at Walmart. So, Solar, what do you think of that point so far on continuity lockout?
Like, true, it gets pretty complicated with so vast, with how vast it is, no matter where you start. But here's the nice thing: if you start reread your earlier EU books after you read more, things started to click and it becomes way more fascinating. Like, I should reread Republic. It was my first EU comic. I missed a lot of stuff.
Yeah, and hell, if they're like that, and hell, if they're that confused on like where to start, they can always just look up a reading order. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like guess what? You don't have to read the latest thing. Maybe you see the latest thing and it interests you, and you go, "Oh, what do I need to read to?" Yeah, like you said, look up a reading order. And instead of reading the latest thing, and this is just like, I have to be part of the current thing. I have to make, it's probably because they're fucking wannabe content creators and they're like, I have to make it on the topical thing. It's like, no, you can just read the old shit and you know, talk about that. I'm sure an EU fan would be enthusiastic to talk to you about it, but like, instead, no, every new reader must always be able to just do the latest thing without any sort of prerequisite. It's like, that just makes for shallow ass storytelling where nothing matters.
Yeah, it's like starting up a new like game, like where you level up, and it's like, I don't want to be level 1. I want to be caught up with all the rest of the players. I want to be level 99 from the get-go.
Oh, it definitely, yeah, it applies to gaming for sure. It's like if there's a new expansion to like Final Fantasy 14. I've never played that game before. But if like a new expansion came out and I just wanted to be on the bandwagon, so I was like, hey, you shouldn't make me replay all these other parts of the game. I should just be able to jump in right at this 12th expansion or wherever the fuck they're at.
Yeah.
Like, oh, geez, it's so intimidating for new viewers. No, if I really like the thing and I'm interested in it, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to go, oh, that looks interesting. I'm going to start playing Final Fantasy 14 now, starting at the base game or the Realm Reborn.
Yeah.
That's exactly how Warhammer is.
Yeah, like, Warhammer fans who are just like, yeah, well, sorry, you go ahead.
It's like, unlike Star Wars, it doesn't even have a central story. So it's like, jump in wherever you want. And that can get intimidating, but that's part of what makes it so fascinating.
Yeah. Yeah, it's also like, John, also sort of like, it's like, oh, I want to play Star Wars: The Old Republic, and I want to play the vanilla campaign. I just want to jump straight into like whatever the latest is, like Onslaught or whatever the hell. Yeah, anyway. Complicating the issue further is the fact that Star Wars fiction has finally exited that many have dubbed the sci-fi ghetto. I would argue it hasn't, but anyway. Star Wars has always been co-mayor of that ghetto along with Star Trek, but this is a time period when the EU has actually reached... Oh boy, here we go. Here's when he starts glazing TCW. This is a time period when the EU is actually reaching the general public. This is due almost entirely to the success of Dave Filoni's Clone Wars animated series. Star Wars has long struggled for respectability in the entertainment industry, and the winning of 2 Emmys after 7 nominations is a sign it's achieving that success. If it won fucking 2 after 7, that's not a good sign. The thing is, it's not the movies which won, but a cartoon show which incorporates vast amounts of EU material, which
it doesn't.
Retcons. TCW has introduced many to Dathomir, the Mandalorian Death Watch, Barriss Offee, Ilum, Ventress, Orasing, and Ryloth, all changed to fit Dave Filoni's bullshit campfire stories. What has been the EU fandom's reaction to this? Surprisingly lukewarm. I would say that's being generous. Fans strongly
surprisingly lukewarm.
Yeah.
Oh, is this the part where they say like, "Oh, it's new and therefore it should be good," but oh, because these terrible fans, it's not.
I don't know, John. Hang on. Fans strongly disliked what they perceived as retcons. You don't fucking say. Dave Filoni was less interested. Yeah, he tries to pin this on George, even though we all know George didn't write a damn thing and he wasn't involved in the writers' room. Dave Filoni was less interested in following the continuity created by the franchise's spin-offs than telling a good story. As a result, the differences stood out all the more and irritated hardcore EU fans while alienating new fans from the diehards. On the Force.net, a surprising divide emerged between those who loved the series and who disliked it less for its content and not fitting with their vision. This is because Star Wars fans, like all fans, tend to develop a sense of protectiveness towards their chosen object of affection.
Gatekeeping, which is good.
Yeah, while the prequels had plenty of ups and downs, a common complaint was they didn't match the view of the Clone Wars fans had developed in their heads. Fans had come to feel not only affection for it, but a sense of ownership. When things appeared they didn't agree with or changed their view of the true story, they objected. This is problematic as Disney takes over the mantle of running the EU. Whether or not Disney dissolves a portion or the entirety of the EU canon, well, spoilers, they dissolved all of it, they're going to come at it from the sense of wanting new fans to be able to enjoy the series. All right, so Solar John, thoughts so far?
Well, go ahead, Solar.
I mean, where do I even begin with that?
Well, all right. Well, basically, all right. I already said like, oh, he's pinning this all on George Lucas and was Filoni for that show. But anyways, Solar, just focus on this part right here, where it's like the prequels have plenty of ups and downs. The complaint was they didn't match the view the Clone Wars fans had developed in their heads. Fans developed a sense of ownership over them, and when things appeared they didn't agree with, they objected. Basically, what are your thoughts on that part?
I mean, it's not that. I mean, I don't think that's the issue. What it was in my head, it's like, no, like how do I even explain that shit? I think that's a very bad argument.
Yeah, like no one was thinking that. What the hell are you on about?
I never heard that complaint with the prequels. Like people would insult some of the acting or like, you know, a clunky line or something. I never heard anybody go like, well, it's bad because it doesn't match my vision of the Clone Wars.
Yeah, the closest you can get to like it didn't match my vision was when people complain like, oh, Anakin wasn't how I imagined him. But when you get to like the real root of that issue, you realize it just boils down to, oh, they didn't want to see Darth Vader as a kid. That's really all it boils down to.
That was the main point I always saw, was that like, oh, you don't want to see him as like a whiny brat, basically.
Yeah. What else was there? And also, if he's referring to like, oh, they contradicted the books, well, contradictions got smoothed over eventually, so it's all good in the hood.
And I think the contradictions between the Thrawn trilogy and the prequel trilogy are very overblown.
Yeah. What else was there? So moving on. Of course, like they're going to come out since of wanting new fans to be able to enjoy the series. They can still get the new fans to read the older books, but alas, they're lazy, and they didn't want to read them. For that, old elements have to be reinterpreted and new stories told which are not going to always jive with the series as we imagined it. The Force Unleashed was a very popular video game series, including many elements which made the saga great, as well as a semi-believable drama. Unfortunately, it didn't always jive with existing fans' expectations. The formation of the rebellion, for example, took place in a wildly different manner than previously described. Newcomers to the EU who played the game, on the other hand, loved the sense of power which came from playing such a pivotal character. Changes like these are inevitability of serialized fiction.
Old stories will be reinterpreted, retold, and repackaged as long as they can bring in new audience members. How many times have the Death Star plans have been stolen? I'm aware of at least 3. Bria Theron, Habit Storm, and Kyle Katarn. Existing fans will continue picking up new material barring something catastrophic, so it's to the benefit of publishers to make new material appealing to the largest audience possible. So guys, real quick, what do you think of those two paragraphs right there?
Should be the largest audience possible that actually is willing to like read shit. Like just if you're just going for the largest audience, at a certain point you end up losing your series basically meaning anything, because honestly, to get the largest audience, you should just make something as stupid and as meaningless as possible, because then anybody can get into it.
Literally, yeah.
You obviously don't want to do that at a certain point, so there's always a balancing act.
Mm-hmm.
Because you just like, make it more accessible and it's better.
Yeah. And then they make it more accessible and it's worse. Yeah. Believe it or not, this is actually a good thing. TCW in particular has brought a whole new generation of Star Wars fans in after the prequels. Ahsoka. Nope. Ahsoka, much to many older fans as horror, is a widely popular character. At the very least, she gives Star Wars' oft neglected female fans another heroine to identify with. Oh my god.
Well,
We need to welcome these fans
example, because it's like it's just super simple, super dumbed down stories that are completely self-contained. It's like, sure, you can jump in there. It doesn't mean you're a fucking Star Wars fan. It just means you like, I don't know, you just want to be part of the thing without having any sort of like knowledge on anything.
Yeah, pretty much. We need to welcome these fans, just as the new trilogy in Rebels will generate a whole new crop of VU-loving brethren whose favorite Star Wars material may drastically differ from the kind novel fans are used to. No, bro. Gatekeep, gatekeep, gatekeep. Does this mean Star Wars' EU must be reduced to a series of standalones? If we are to maximize accessibility, wouldn't we have to just make sure books function independently of one another? Wouldn't this cripple a major appeal of the EU? No, it wouldn't. It doesn't take that much time to explain who Mara Jade and other pivotal characters are, so that a book can serve as an introduction as well as a continuation. And John, you've already spoken on this point, so go ahead.
Yeah, basically, if you make all the books completely independent, you may as well just not even call them Star Wars at that point. Like,
yeah.
If the continuity doesn't matter, then you're naturally shallowing out your storytelling, because you're essentially hitting reset on every new book. Mm-hmm. It's like there's a reason that like manga and shit that continue for like 400, 500 chapters, that they get into deeper shit for the characters, and that a lot of times they gain popularity, by the way. Like, this idiot seems to think that like, oh, the longer something goes, it'll just naturally fall off. It's like, no. If you make a really good story where everything matters up to that point, guess what? You naturally gain an audience. I know this is gonna blow this guy's mind, but like, One Piece wasn't as popular whenever it first started as it is now, 1,100 chapters deep. It's because shit gets more popular. Demon Slayer is on its finale, and it's the most popular it's ever been. So,
yeah.
Like, what the fuck is their excuse for these things?
Yeah. Well, so my first Star Wars novel was Dark Force Rising. I don't know why he didn't just pick up Heir to the Empire first, but whatever. Mm-hmm. Which is close to the beginning, but not quite there. My best friend only started reading the series with the NJO. That series in particular was written as a jumping on point. It was actually quite successful for bringing in new fans. Every novel is someone's first, and expecting authors to write to an existing fandom alone is short-sighted, as well as a wee bit arrogant. There's good reasons to treat your core fandom well, not the least reason being that they tend to buy a lot of books, but they can't be the only people publishers seek the dollars of. So, Solar, thoughts on this part right here?
I haven't read that many EU books, it's bullshit what they say. Mm-hmm. With a couple, when you read a bunch, you already start getting a general idea. They sometimes recap in the novels.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That's why the majority of books will always
will always star named movie characters, and there probably won't be any passing of the torch unless it's in a smaller series like Legacy or to the next generation of movie characters. There's still ample room for smaller series like the Quinlan Voss comics, the X-Wing novels, or the further video game adventures of Starkiller, because the Star Wars name has an appeal all on its own. These will never be the focus of the majority of the EU's attention, however, and that's not a bad thing. It's just the nature of the business. In the meantime, I'm going to welcome any newcomers and not wince when they talk about the day-night cycle of Ryloth. So with that article finished, guys, final thoughts on this shit?
Well, it's basically what I usually find with these people, which is like, I want all the benefits of the brand name, none of the burdens. I just want to, basically be able to leech off of what somebody else created, but I don't want to actually have to invest any sort of research into it. They seem to hate just education in general because you're supposed to research shit before you write on it. And seems to be a little bit hypocritical, but they're basically asking for super shallow, meaningless storytelling where nothing matters, and we're just supposed to accept everybody in, which is a bunch of bullshit, and nobody should accept that.
Yeah, Solar, final thoughts on that article?
It was full of normie talking points. It's like, oh, because it has accessibility, it can completely overlook continuity. Like previously, I mentioned KOTOR. It's way more accessible, and it still respects the Tales of the Jedi. And in the dialogue, you can even learn some of the story.
Right. Anyways, guys, that's going to be all for today. So if you guys enjoyed this fucking stream, please give it a thumbs up, comment below the thoughts stream, subscribe to more streams like this, and I'll see you guys next time in the backseat. Take care!